Hello and welcome, Draft League fans. Today we're doing another stream of some Champion Speed Tours. Go ahead and link the stream to my server. If you want to catch these tours live, link in the description. But yeah, let's go here. Do this. Bang. Alright, so hopefully we can get some people to run a speed tour today. Alright. And we did go over some tier changes since the last time we ran one of these. Biggest development is Mega Starmie is now banned, right? And there is talk about testing Mega Lopunny. Some people think it's dicks, some people think it's broken, so a little bit divisive on the opinions there. But in general, across the entire board, general trend, we've made everything a little bit more expensive to fill out the points a little bit better. Because something that we noticed last speed tour is that it's actually kind of difficult to spend all of your points in a way that makes sense. A lot of teams had extra points on the board and never really had to make any tough decisions on like, oh, should I get this or something cheaper? Why is Scizor so expensive? It's really good, man. It's really good. Scizor's one of the best like regular mons, like non-megas in the format. And you know nothing about Champs meta to get anything good. He got Roost back. And still has like the dual wing beat. So you have like the best of both worlds for Scizor, right? And like no hidden power, a lot of the decks loses to Scizor 1v1 as well. So it's pretty good for it. Yeah, it's like Swish Scizor, but like the stuff around it is like worse quality, and that's already 16 points. So we put it 17 here for now. Obviously subject to change. Other things we did, like Blastoise is now 15 points, which feels insane, but just generally inflating a lot of the point values because it's a weaker dex overall, so everything compared to each other is a little bit more. I have the Discord link. Yeah, let me get that for you. In there. Let me put that in the chat real quick. And can I pin that? Ah, message pinned. Awesome. Everything is mega, so non-megas are price spiked. Yeah, pretty much. The idea is, so if you look at, let me show you. We had, last time what happened is, okay, this is like taking into account all of the point changes, but for example, like Dr. Gabrielito didn't actually end up using all of his points. TJ was in a similar boat. I think none of TJ's Pokemon really moved up, so, or a few of them did, but he had like 3 points left over. Yeah, it is a TJ team. Hell, this guy's banned now. But Virgie didn't use all of his points. I think Clyde's was close. But then also this one, like Wyatt, even with the point changes, barely used all his points. There's a round one Pythagoras, we can gloss over that. But like Sandan still hasn't used all his points, even with the changes. And then like you have teams like this able to be made, and this is now 10 points over budget. This was Thanos, I'm not gonna lie. Just generally moving things up all over the place, but should make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more viable to pick some of these lower tier mons. Like the opportunity cost is a little bit bigger, which I think is a positive change. We'll see though. And for today, by the way, we are running no item clause. So basically 6v6 champions mechanics. but you can use multiple J-Ricky Citrus Berries, for example. We will see the Pearly Gates. Yep. Meta seems fun. Seems hard to set a meta early like in SV since the high tier options are quite limited. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, our last week's speed tour was actually super fun to watch all the games. Like, all the games were actually quite good to watch. I think it was a good viewing experience. But here we're going to try it with no item clause. So let me go to the speed tour tab on my server, linked in the chat. It should be pinned. Rules for today. No baton pass, 1 mega per team, no item clause, parentheses, big. What else? No evasion. What else is there to put on here? Am I forgetting something? Are we doing sleep clause or just unlimited sleep? Because they did nerf sleep. That's something we need to decide, huh? What's the removal situation like? In Champs, it's actually not as bad as people thought initially. Right, you have your Starmies, you have your Quaquavol's, you have Blastoise, but that's more so a Shell Smasher in this meta. You have the double defogs of the Scizors, you have Spin Drill, you have Glimmora, Mortal Spin. It's really not too bad. And then, like, once you get to the lower end, you have, like, Hatterene to Magic Bounce everything, you have Defog Conkeldurr. It's really not too difficult to fit a removal onto your team, right? It's not as bad as, like, SV or maybe even Oras, right? If you ban Sleep, please allow Yawn. Yawn is so healthy. Yeah, Yawn is fine. Yawn's never getting, like, banned. I think we'll probably mirror the, Actually, I guess, Should we run with Sleep Clause one time? I guess if we add more stuff, it's like a little bit more difficult to actually have a coded tier that works for us, right? So let's just say, Sleep ban, except Yawn. This is gonna mirror the SV sleep situation. Just for simplification right now. Anything else I need to go over rule set wise? I mean, I'll say like no Oko moves. Sure. Let me see, what's the rule tab looking like on the DPL doc? Is there anything obvious that I'm missing? This is just the Season 9 one, but... Okay... Last Respects and Shedtail. No Moody. I think that's pretty much it. Yep, let me post that in the server so you guys can all see that. And if you're all interested in signing up for the speed tour, go ahead and sign up in my server. There's a speed tour chat. You just type in. We have Amira already in there. Quick question, actually. Is it Amira or is it Amira? I've heard it both ways. You don't get Chomp your best ground up in his Crook, Holy Poverty. Yeah, like, Chomp is literally Thanos in this form. That's why we made it 19 points, which it could honestly be 20 by the end of these speed tours. It's like, it's looked really good. But yeah, the next best ground is a little bit lower, which means some of the electrics are a little bit better overall. Like, for example, Rotom Wash. I mean, all of the Rotoms. We saw Rotom Mow have a fantastic tournament last time. All of the electrics are like much more viable. I think Mamoswine is also going to be a big part of this meta, like one of the viable ground types. Yeah, then it's like Crook, Gliscor, Excadrill. You got your A12 Diggersby, the GOAT. Yeah, Hippo as well is like probably going to get picked up in most draft pools, I feel like. You have some cheaper options like Steelix, Stunfisk, that sort of thing, but Stunfisk kind of is homeless. Its main job is to check the electrics, but like the best electric on this board is Rotom Wash, so it doesn't really beat the good electrics anyways. Like Rotom Wash, Rotom Mow. probably the best ones. Alright, we got Volt Ninja and Babel in the Speed Tour. This is great. Haven't pinged, by the way. I pinged the streams role. I'll do at everyone. Don't care. Let's get 8 people, or 16. Let's get 8 people for the Speed Tour today. Bang. Yeah, Chomp is great. Speed options actually are like super good in this deck. So you have like Pult, Meowscarada, Megalopony, like good Prio, good Prio, good Prio, Fastmon, you know, Fastmon. It's actually like really good, like Speed Tour, or not Speed Tour, but a Speed Tier wise. Like the top end of the board has a ton of options for you. You got Orin Latios, Dawson. Raya's in here. That's gonna be fun. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, TJ's in as well. That's 7 people. We'll see if we can get like 16 or something. If not, 8's fine. If I couldn't even get Mega Scovillain to number 1, he's a fraud. I haven't lost on Champions yet. I've played 20 games. 20-0. Beast mode. That was the stream yesterday, if anyone was interested in that. I played some Champions just on the ladder. Free to play. Went pretty well. But are you using Scovillain? I didn't get a Scovillain. Is it still 1 mega? For this Speed Tour, yes it is. I'm kind of interested to see how the Megalopony goes, because you know, some people want it banned, and I think that's probably not correct, but also I could see a world, because like you can just Swords Dance and you kind of OHKO a lot of Pokemon, but obviously with no item clause, that should be a little bit easier to run like double Scarfer into the Lopunny, and you'll probably be okay. You know what I mean? Like something that can pivot in, outspeed, CC, superpower, something like that. Seems pretty simple. And I know Palafin has been like pretty good in OU recently, like the Champions OU that they've been running. Who moved Mega Starmie to the banned category? That would be me. Like Mega Starmie, the teams weren't necessarily winning that much, but just looking at it in the games itself, it was like really unreasonable to deal with. So we decided to move it to the banned category. We need 1 more person to enter the Speed Tour, and then we can get started. Let's random.org. Where's the list randomizer? So we have Amira, Volt, Babel, Orn, Dawson, Rai, TJ. We need 1 more person. Got any takers in the chat? Anything else interesting to note? Mega Chimecho is interesting because some people think it's like a 6-point mega and some people think it's a 15-point mega, so we kind of put it in the middle to see what happens. If you're interested, like pick it up, see what happens. Mega Kang is interesting because there's no Rocky Helmet, but also it lost Power Up Punch and Seismic Toss, so it's like really not that broken, but also it's pretty strong with Double Edge, you know? I'm curious how that would go. Mega Glim looked really good last Speed Tour when Sub-Zero was using it, and the thing is, he was like letting it get parried every single game, like turn 1, and it was still putting in insane work. I've seen Delphox plus Hazard stack, like Spikes plus Delphox has looked strong. Mega Gallade looked like Thanos as well last week. Aegislash as well, like a really good user of the items that are in the decks. Oh, we do need one more person that we can get started. Are we still allowing Patrick here, or did Bro get banned? Who's Patrick? In the lesson, you need to let your Mega Glim get paralyzed immediately if you want to have the most impact. Oh, Mega Starmie. Yeah, Starmie's banned. Alright, we got Rhythunda. And that's 8 people, so let's randomize for the draft order. And there it is. Then I'll go ahead and link the doc right there. Alright. Let me get this on here. Rye, TJ, Amira, Volt Ninja, Babel, got Dawson and Orn Latios. I should probably make this doc not so much editable by everyone. May I have Dragapult? Yep. You'll take Wheel, sure. Yeah, it's good stuff. Alright, Dragapult's interesting because it was like definitely broken last few gens, but here it lost a lot of its good items. Like the choice items were really strong on it, but it still has stuff like the boots and Dragon Fang, stuff like that is not too bad. TJ picking up the Garchomp, Rye taking the Meowscarada, this is pretty reasonable. Some of the best non-Mega Pokemon going first. Makes a lot of sense because it's easy to get a good Mega later in the draft, but it's hard to get good like regular Pokemon, high tier stuff later, like they'll all be gone. Alright. You're just prepping for a pull and it felt like Spelltag or like Colbert were the best? Yeah. Alright, it doesn't have boots. I just lied. Boots is gone. Yeah, in terms of, yeah. Like, Colbert Wisp seems okay. Alright, so last week we had Mega Starmie in this 4th slot, but that is now banned, like, out of the top 4 mons. So it should be pretty interesting. Alright, she's typing. What are we picking? Round 1. Oh, this is a hot one. Scizor going 4th overall. Was a speed tour for the noobs? I know it is, but someone else might not. This is basically just a mini tournament that we're gonna do right now. It's alright, Wyatt, you can get in the next one. Volt with the round 1 Aegislash. So a lot of the regular Pokemon going early. And Babel with the Palafin keeping up the theme. 2 weeks in a row. Wyatt, yeah, turn on the notifications for my server, bro. Alright, so Dawson has the pick of any Mega he wants, if he wants to go for it. Or there's a Greninja on the board. You got the next one for sure? Oh, you're him? Bet. Alright, so all of the regular Pokemon going. Everyone's confident they can get a good Mega later. But obviously the difference between the best Megas and maybe what comes back is... Okay, Dawson's gonna take Mega Lopunny. Finally, the first Mega has been taken. Now it's on to Orin Latios with the wheel. You could see something like Mega Scizor Greninja. That's something that, you know, we've seen in past generations be somewhat successful. Gallade Gren, also like one of the staples of like current gen Usum, I want to say. Like that combination was pretty strong back then. We've seen it in Team Tours as well, like the Mega Gallade, Greninja, Zapdos, Nidoking kind of archetypes. Okay, this is interesting. Dragonite, Blastoise. Everyone's really stacking up on these regular mons. Everyone quite confident in getting a good Mega later. This does leave Greninja open for Dawson if he wants to take it. Could also get something like Rotom Wash, some kind of pivot to get in the Lopunny on some favorable targets. Is this double Mega? This is one Mega. Interesting stuff. I could also low-key see G-King on this Mega Lopunny team, because you throw up a Future Sight, you go for a Chilly Reception, and then you have Lopunny with a Future Sight in the air. You can go for a U-turn potentially, get that pivot back into G-King if you want to. Like, it seems pretty flexible, so a lot of good options to pair with this Lopunny right now. See what Dawson wants to go for. We're gonna go for a Corviknight, it looks like. Alright. Again, similar idea, you get the U-turn, you get the Defog as well. Pretty good utility mon there. Now, what's gonna be pairing up with this Palafin? A lot of great mons still on the board, but the higher tier regular Pokemon do seem to be water types for the most part. So, I'm curious to see if this will be like a Sneasler, or if it's going to be a Mega getting picked up right now. Like something like Gallade, Scizor, Delphox could be pretty strong. It actually is going to be a Sneasler, so everyone's prioritizing the regular mons, which I could definitely see why. Now Volt Ninja with the next pick is going to be Rotom Wash. Alright. Is that a snipe? That looks like a snipe. Yeah. Alright, Emiro with the Scizor. Probably not going to pick Mega Scizor alongside it, but yeah, some good options available. See what she goes for. Again, Greninja looks great with this. You could go like Mega Delphox, really punishes the steals that want to come in on Scizor. Something like that would be pretty reasonable. You know, it'd kind of be fire if you get Gren here, and then next round you get Mega Floette or something, maybe later in the draft. Because then you have Spikes plus Floette, and you have momentum into it. And it's like, if you want to bring your fire type to beat Scizor Floette, you still have a Gren into that, and then you can set Spikes up. It doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, lots of options here. Scizor Gallade, also a classic, you know? I ran that in ORAS a couple seasons ago in DCL, so some pretty good success. Was that DCL or was it DPL? One or the other. Also interested to see what TJ does with the Chomp team. We wait with a bated breath. We're really thinking here, huh? It's actually gonna be Primarina. Interesting. And now it's TJ's turn. A lot of great Pokemon still available. That should be TJ next. Yeah, TJ and then Rai. And there is the Greninja finally going. So Chomp Gren makes a lot of sense. Very flexible into a bunch of different megas. And Meowscarada. How are we pairing with Meowscarada? A lot of great options still available. Mega Scizor, one of the best mons in the format, still around. And, you know, I wouldn't mind that on a Meowscarada team, you know? What are we gonna go for here? I was just gonna say I could see a Starmie, and that's exactly what he just typed. So Meow Starmie, and then now we're on to Rhythunda for the wheel pick. Dragapult, lots of options. This does feel like you should get one of the strong megas. Maybe a Hisuian Samurott. Spikes plus Dragapult, always a good combination. What actually looks quite good is like a Gallade Samurott angle. Wait, that actually feels so good. No? Like that? Let me know if I'm wrong. Floette or Mega Jessie? I mean, I don't know. What do you mean by Mega Jessie? Your Dark Resist will be pretty buns? Ah, who's to say? That is true. Mega Jessie is Mega Gallade? Okay, okay. Alright, let's see. Holt plus. Mega Jessie plus Greninja C is goated. And he is gonna go for the Mega Gallade Hisuian Samurott. I mean, that's what I would have done as well. And we're back to Rai. Meow, Starmie. Feels like a Scizor angle. Mega Scizor. Mega Floette in the bag. Yup. This could be a good Floette angle as well. A lot of the top megas work with this. Very flexible stuff. The board is starting to thin out. Meow is just Thanos? Yeah, it is. Meowscarada is like definitely one of the best Pokemon in this dex. Right, Clefable going. Alright. Still keeping the Mega open. Now we're on to TJ. Chomp Gren. I'm really surprised Scizor hasn't gone yet. I'm sure someone will bite. It should now, yeah, I agree. But what's important is if TJ agrees, right? Loki, you could also put a Mega Scizor on Volt's team, and that would be pretty good too. A little double steal never hurt nobody. Chomp Gren. Volt looks like Mega Fox. You could put anything here and it would look good, I feel like. And looks like TJ gonna go for the Mega Delphox. So Volt won't have the opportunity. This sprite does look pretty sick. Shout out. Alright. Alright, while Amir is thinking, I'm actually gonna go grab a little bit of water. I'll be right back. We're so back. Looks like we're going with Weavile, round 3. Alright. Now we're on to Volt Ninja. This could be anything here. Talking about Floette looks good. Scizor looks good. But maybe, like, the trend has been ignore the Megas for a lot of these players and just stockpile on some of the better regular Pokemon. Which definitely is a reasonable strategy. See what Volt goes for. Isn't Smogon hosting a Champions Draft Tour? They're hosting a kickoff tour pretty soon, yeah. Oh, looks like we got a Hatterene here. Interesting looking team. Pretty, like, Aegislash Hatterene was on the winning team for last week's Speed Tour. So we're bringing that back. Big Babble going for Hydreigon. And Dawson with the Crocodile. Alright, we're moving now. Kickoff starts tomorrow, signups as soon as you can if you're interested. Yeah, so the way the Smogon Tour like signups work is if you're one of the early signups, you get a guaranteed spot, but if you're one of the later ones, it's like a lottery system above a certain cutoff to see who gets in, because they always want to have room for like subs if people drop out. Yeah, if you're interested in like doing a like bigger Champions Tour, that's probably the place to look for it. Right. Now Orn with the wheel. Dragonite Blastoise. Is this sheet open for everyone? You could take a look at it, yeah. Make a copy, edit it if you want. It's pretty simple to change the prices if you want to. You just go to the tiers tab and just put a number here. It'll automatically change it here. Oh, look at this, Glimora. And the rare Mega... how do you spell this? Mega Meganium. Alright, interesting stuff. Mega Meganium, only 9 points. One of the first Megas to go in this Speed Tour. So Ornn valuing the value. Valuing the value. Wants the cheaper Mega option. Save some points. Alright, now Gengar going to this Mega Lopunny team. What's going to be Ornn's speed? That's what I'm wondering as well. Look at like the Gren, the Weavile, all kind of taken. So what are the options left? It feels like you have to go pretty far down the board. Figuring it out as you go? Yeah, it makes sense. There's always like the Zam, Serperior in the back. Might have to rely more on Scarfers, right? Maybe some priority in the back. Hisuian Arcanine, something like that. Get an Aerodactyl in. He's good in VGC. Could have been a Mega Greninja angle. Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, we'll see how Ornn wraps that one up. But we're on to Babble right now. Mega Chestnut in 8 feels Giga untapped. I don't think it's going to be that good, personally. Because when I'm playing against the Mega Chestnut, I'm just going to put flying coverage on everything. You know what I mean? Like, that's your Mega. I'm going to be prepared for it. I'm going to be packing Overheats, Hurricanes, Brave Birds, all that stuff. Everything that gets it, yep. E-Speed D-Knight's good for sure. Been wanting to try Meganium forever, but I keep getting the early slots. Yeah, I guess now's a good time to try it, right? Good a time as anything. And Babble going for the Archaludon. Something that like got a pretty big points increase after a fantastic performance last week. We'll see if Babble can keep that up. And then Volt going for that Serperior. So a little bit of Paraspam options here with the Rotom and the Serp. Does Mega Scarm do anything? I feel like I haven't seen anyone talk about it. So Mega Scarm is actually interesting because it's actually super fast, and with Taunt, it's really good at breaking fatter teams. The problem is a lot of the teams being used right now are not fatter teams, right? So maybe the niche it has not the most most relevant, but it's still a great mon, right? The stats are good, the typing's good. You can do stuff like Swords Dance in regular form, get weak armor boost, and now you're +2/+2. Like, offensive Scarm, I think, is the way to run it. But yeah, we just haven't seen it very much. I mean, it's also like, there's so many new toys. Yeah, that as well. Like, the opportunity cost is like, okay, we have a Mega Scarm, but that means we don't have, like, a Mega Scizor or a Mega Floette, something like that. Usually prefer those like stronger ones. When there's only 8 that can get picked, you tend to go towards the stronger ones. Don't know what Mega? Didn't want to use Scizor again? Yeah. There are so many good ones. I'm gonna go with Excadrill for that removal, the good ground type, secondary steel. Makes a lot of sense. Now we're on to TJ with a Mega Delphox. And TJ with the Tinkaton. This is something that I saw a lot of people like praise recently in a format like this. Like, all that utility is really useful in a limited decks. Knockoff as well, pretty strong, because all of the items are like, you know, you remove them, it's like pretty good. Maybe less useful now that item clause is gone for this tour. I'm sure it'll still be great. Yeah, Reliable Rocker also frees up Garchomp to do other things, right? Now Rai with a Skarmory. And we're on to Rai Thunder for the wheel. Looks like nobody really wants the G-King at 16 points. Quackable also like remains undrafted. There's people favoring other water types, I suppose. What we getting here? Holt, Mega Glade, Samurott. Are there any spinners on the board that we can get? Quackable would be the only one, but doubling up on both typings probably not the play. Yeah, this one does look like removal will be a little bit tough on this. Because all of the good removal that remains is like defoggers. And you don't really want to defog your own spikes on a Samurott team. Not if you can help it. Oh, this is interesting. Well, we're gonna get our spinner. Fortress and Arcanine. Interesting. These drafts look a lot more interesting than I expected. Yeah, I mean, the dex is actually not that bad. I think once you actually, like, put it on the board. Really quite reasonable. It's not that much smaller than something like a Swish dex. Because you have to keep in mind, it's like, there's only like 180 Mons, right? Give or take. But they're all fully evolved, like most of them relatively viable. Like, it fills out the tiers pretty nicely. There's just not a million NFEs and like 3, 2, 1 points. Which is fine. Nobody cares, you know? Now on to Rai. Not much filler, yeah. Mega Dragonite. Nice. So far, Mega Dragonite has been like Mr. Potential. Never really see it in the actual battle like pop off, but maybe this will be different. Rai's a great player. And the team looks pretty good around it, you know? Covers a lot of bases. Biggest thing I notice with this is the lack of overlap in high tiers. What do you mean by lack of overlap in high tiers? Like a lot of them don't have like alternate options that do like similar stuff, or what? On Amir with the Pythagoras. Dookie, if you will. The best mons are head and shoulders above their second best counterparts, but the best mons aren't like Chien-Pao, Chi-Yu, Tapu Koko. Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Like, Garchomp is the really big standout, like the best ground by like probably a country mile, right? I think there's like good competition for like the best steel types, right? Between Corviknight, Scizor, Aegislash, Mega Scizor. You hate the power level in SV. It is a little refreshing, right? to do a tier like this, where everything's a little bit weaker, a little bit more manageable. You don't have like big Thanos like all the time. Like I gotta prep versus a Terzarud. Man, there's nothing quite like that in Champions, which is nice. Now on to Volt Ninja finally. Base Hawlucha. Alright, Hawlucha's a mon that performed quite well last week, so we'll see if it can keep that up. Obviously you get the Defog, you get like the Unburdened Sword Stance sets, which are also very good. You have Taunt with this, you have Encore. Fast Encore, really valuable. So yeah, Hawlucha, great pickup there. Also gives you another ground immunity. I guess ground immunities are not as important these days, right, in Champions, because it's really just Garchomp. And then, like, you want to not get swept by, like, a Scarf Crook. Right? The rest of it is, like, really whatever, you know? We're on to Babble. I know he's deciding what Mega he wants to go for, but obviously you can wait until the next round, even if you wanted to take a Mega right now, because there's a Lopunny and a Meganium already before your next pick. They can't snipe. So Babble kind of has to make multiple decisions on this round. What Mega am I going, and how do I support that with my round 5 pick? It's gonna be Ceruledge. Alright. A lot of offense stacked up here. Gonna be interesting. The Klefki from Dawson. And now we have Ornn with the wheel. Let's see how this one goes. It's gonna be Alakazam. So there's your speed option. And Zoro Hisui. Alright. So a little bit of speed options. You can play a little bit of tricks with Illusion. Back to Dawson. We're going to do Azumarill. Alright. So you have the screens option in the Belly Drum. Corviknight also gets screens, but like screens aren't that good without Light Clay. Like very limited time to take advantage. More so probably just looking for like a strong breaker to pair with your Lopunny, right? Something with huge power. Adamant play roughs and stuff like that can punish some of Lopunny's switch-ins. Alright, back to Babble. This could be a Floette angle. We've kind of like... Ceruledge is something to really punish the fire types. And obviously, opposing steel types are hard-pressed to deal with Hydreigon, Archaludon, and, you know, a potential Floette in the same battle. They also have, like, great switch-ins to punish, like, Sneasler, Palafin, even Arch, right? Put a lot of pressure on these guys. This does look like a Floette team to me, but we'll see. I could be wrong. It's also worth noting only 3 teams need a Mega at this point, and they're all right next to each other, so could be worth waiting on your Mega. I don't know what the trade-off would be though. You get to guarantee another regular Pokemon earlier, but what is the big reward for that? And there is the Mega Floette from Babble. Bang. Now Volt with the Incineroar. The triple unskippable. Yeah. Tough looks, Centerath. Be sure to click on all of them. Does Volt know it's singles? He probably, no one probably told him. Alright, looks like we got the Tyranitar pairing with the Excadrill. Makes a lot of sense. Then TJ with the Lycanroc Dusk. Volt Ninja Classic? Could be, could be. But with 22 points left and 2 slots, is it going to be a Scizor angle? You could be pretty confident waiting on the Scizor because the only other team with no Mega already has a regular Scizor, right? Mega Starmie did get the boot, yes. Is this Scizor or is it like, this could be a Mega Lumora actually. That would be interesting. Alright, some good options here. King 05, please let me on the mic. I'm depressed for missing it again. You want to get on the stream? I could join a Discord if you want to hop in, dual commentate a little bit. Just let me know. And right with the Toxapex, really fat looking team. So I was talking earlier about how Mega Skarmory feels like a lot of the teams that should be really great against don't really get drafted. But if you look at Rise team, this is the kind of thing where an opposing Mega Starmie, or no, sorry, opposing Mega Skarmory looks really, really scary, right? You have Taunt for the Clefable, Skarm, Pex, and you just have Brave Bird to kill everything, you know? You just Swords Dance, Brave Bird, Taunt, Roost, and it's like really hard for a team like this to beat. So, also we don't see Mega Skarmory drafted here, so it's not really an issue. But like this is kind of the thing that I was talking about earlier. Like as that balance breaker. Lets you know. Alright, let's hop into here. What's up, Wyatt? Booyah.
Hey.
Let me go ahead and do this so you can keep up without the stream delay. There you go.
All right, so let's look at these drafts. Kind of forgot like base Alakazam is in the game. I don't think I've seen him yet.
Yeah, it's gonna be a new pickup, and especially with Orange, that's being your main speed control outside of Scarfers and like E-Speed. It's gonna be interesting because I feel like Sash Zam is really good as like an insurance mon. Dragonite also a good insurance mon, but without boots, it's less good at that, you know.
Honestly, Zam is pretty cool. Like I kind of forgot about it as a speed option in this gen. Like it adds another like top end speed that's not an SV. It's not like amazing, but could be decent.
Let me see, what's the audio levels looking like? So I'm like around there on my OBS. You want to say something? Double check.
Testing.
Oh, we're just about perfect, I think.
Okay.
Awesome. So Rotomo and Diggersby, interesting. Rotomo, fantastic last week. So hopefully we'll get to see some more great performances out of it this week. And then Diggersby, another spiker to pair with your Dragapult. We got like triple spikes on this team. Really great stuff. And then the spinner. Obviously, like a lot of the good spinners were taken at this point. So getting the Fortress, not my favorite Pokemon of all time, but it does fit this team, right? You get your steel type, you get your physical wall kind of thing. Makes sense. And right with the Golurk is interesting. So Golurk actually does get access to Headlong Rush in this game for only 3 points. Seems pretty good. Like definitely worth the points there. And TJ with the Arbok. Fairy check kind of thing. Fighting resist. Yeah, you kind of need the fighting resist on this team, right? With Delphox being your only fighting resist going into this round, Arbok does kind of clean that up a little bit. And Amy with the Chestnut. Is that Mega? No, just a regular Chestnut. So what's going to be the Mega? A 14-point Mega? Oh, is that Mega Chomp and Sand? Oh, that's going to be crazy. Wait, that actually sounds super heat.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, when Garchomp is the best ground in the format, you get the Mega Chomp with Sand?
Yeah.
Seems pretty good. Alright, Volt Ninja.
Is anyone
next.
missing a Mega? Volt Ninja could do the funniest thing ever right here.
Yeah. I think if I'm Volt, I'm going for the Mega Scizor. Like,
I see his team and I see no ground yet. It's possible. It's possible for him to do it.
you say really wanted to? Sounds like there's a but. You wouldn't dare.
Do it, Volt Ninja.
Oh, Amy's not going for Mega Chomp, she said.
Oh, okay. Huh. Okay, 14 points.
What else is
left?
it?
They don't have a Mega, so probably
Wait,
like
is
Drill.
it Yard? Yard Sand?
Oh, Yard Sand. I've heard of this before.
The classic, but this gen doesn't have Pursuit, which is the main idea behind that. It also doesn't have the Lotties, so there's nothing to really Pursuit for the Yard. So maybe it's okay, you know? Okay, is Spothra getting taken by Volt Ninja? And Mega Chomp last. Alright. That's unsnipeable, so Volt Ninja's team is complete here. Looks really interesting. The speed options do feel a little bit on the weak side, right? Serp, Hawlucha in such a fast meta does feel a little bit slow. You do have the Espathra to like also be somewhat fast. You have Shadow Sneak, but then the Paraspam, I guess. Paraspam plus Chomp. It's not the worst thing ever. And Amy is getting the Charizard Mega Y as the last one. Babel is going to go for the Pelipper. Okay, that's it.
Oh,
Pelipper.
the doc doesn't accept that.
The hell? Holy Gen 6, yeah. So Pelipper, interesting. You get the rain for your Palafin. Totally reasonable.
Yeah.
And Dawson with a Hydrapple. 7 points remaining. Orin with the wheel, 23 points to spend. What can you really spend it on? Really?
So he has a Mega, right? Okay. Oh,
This
hey,
should
Glop.
be like a Gliscor kind of angle. I want to say.
Right?
Thank you.
Oh,
Welcome to the stream. Okay, he's gone. Awesome. So it's gonna be King Gambit and Mamoswine. Interesting stuff. So Mamoswine, one of the better ground types in the format. Not interested in like a Gliscor instead, which was available. And then Dawson going for the Skeledirge last. Alright. So I was gonna spin block for your Klefki spikes. Pretty decent. And now Babel with 1 point. What are some of the 1-pointers? Oh, you could see a Clawitzer in the rain. Something like that. These mons suck cock, he said. It's the 1 point tier. They're not supposed to be good.
Not everything can be Terraversian.
Literally. Let's see. I know this is cut off on stream, but there's a bunch of garbage. Oh wait, is that a well-played Beartic? It's okay, Glop. You're welcome anytime. And then now it's going to be TJ next up, because everyone else has their round 8 already locked in. To be Abomasnow last. Bry with 4 points left. Holy J. Ricky sided. Yup, he's here. Thanos himself. Just set the snow foamy. Well, Beartic gets Swift Swim as well as Slush Rush, right? Did you know Beartic is the second best Swift Swim mon in Champions? I did not know that. What's the other one? Oh, Basculegion, obviously, yeah. That one's Thanos. Better get the 50-50 right. Yeah. Yeah, definitely Basque. All right. For 4 points, what are we looking at here? Could be like a Jolteon. Jolteon doesn't look too bad on that. Something like super fast. Not a lot of good ground types and... Yeah, with Jolteon you do have like the option to be like a Volt Switch absorber. You don't have to bring your Golurk for that. You could bring Jolteon, whichever one has a better matchup. I kind of like Jolteon in this slot. Could also
Yeah, that would
be
be pretty cool.
like a Ditto, just revenge kill, whatever. With a fat team like this, you want to guard against setup threats as much as you can, especially with Pex, right? So Ditto doesn't seem too bad, although Substitute is a problem for that. Espeon, definitely reasonable. Right, I kind of like Espeon as well. Hold up. That's what I'm saying, Glov. This guy's literally Thanos. They just don't want him.
Maybe it's a thing where like we already know he's good, so they're testing out other guys.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Ninja did get the Trump after all.
There's Rai with a Ditto pick. Like we were saying, deal with a lot of these opposing setup threats that can kind of take advantage of the Pex, the Clef, you know, these like slow, bulky guys. Didn't draft Megasis because you used it last time, yeah. And I know Babel was the same way. Like Babel used Mega Scizor last time as well. Now Rhythunda with a 9-point budget. Could see a Basculin Legion here, although Last Respects is banned. Sinistra maybe? No, I have a Rotom-Mow already. All the 9-point ones don't really fit too well. Maybe you could go for like a Belly Bolt? Nah, probably not. Oh, Gyarados looks good. Give you that double Intimidate core. Another ground immunity, which you kind of need right now. Something to set up and take advantage of the spikes. And there is the Gyarados pick. Alright, so there are the teams, and let's go ahead and randomize for the bracket. Double Mega is illegal. Yeah, we're only doing 1 Mega per draft. Alright, 1 plays 8, 2 plays 7. So let me put this in here. Volt versus Ornn. Amy versus TJ. Dawson versus Rai. Rhythunda versus Babel. Alright, you have about 15 minutes to prep if you want to take it. Let your opponent know when you are ready. And then treat this as like a bracket, like we'll move in from the corners, right? So next round is going to be the winner of Volt Ornn versus the winner of Amy TJ. And then the same for these 4. Yeah, Dawson, a tough pull. Yeah, best of luck. Beso Ditto from Dashing Kaz. Yep. He's not even talking about Rise though, he's talking about Ryan and Ditto.
Yeah, in the chat.
I saw he was talking to the Rage in DPL and he said Beso Rage, but like out of context that's like so funny to me. Like
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
Beso, but I'm pissed off right now.
Not just a regular Beso, a Rage Beso.
Yeah. Yeah, Champs Draft format, correct. I'm assuming that Champs Draft you can do no item clause if you want. Let me just double check. Champs... It'll be in here. Champs Draft. let's say I want Abomasnow and Absol, and they won't both want Focus Sash. Can I? Does that validate? Yeah, it looks like we're fine. So if I put a move in EVs, so it gets rid of the other noise. Yeah, you must bring at least 6 Pokemon. Yeah, but you can use multiple items as long as they're in the game. So it's coded correctly for this. Cool. Want to take a look at one of these matchups, maybe? In the meantime?
Yeah, sure. So who do we have? Dawson against Rai? Was that what I said?
Yeah, Dawson versus Rai. We have Volt versus Orin Latios, Amy versus TJ, and Rai Thunder versus
Babble.
Babble.
Amy versus TJ, because the matchup is like right beside
Right next to each other.
It's
Yeah. You don't have to use your brain too much.
Exactly.
Okay,
so TJ's team is like fast as fuck with like Delphox, Gren, Lycanroc, Garchomp.
it is, yeah. The Delphox kind of hard countered out by the T-Tar though, because you can run Focus Blast. Does it get
Yeah,
Focus
you can
Blast?
run Focus Blast.
Wait, does it even get that?
I'm pretty sure it also gets Grass Knot. I'm pretty sure it gets both.
Let me just double check
Like
that.
Grass Knot's weaker, obviously, but it's something.
Does this get Focus Blast? It does get Focus Blast. Yeah, most Psychic types do.
Yeah, so it could Focus Blast the T-Tar, but
this
still a
team
bit
is
rough,
so
you know, with
weak
like
to
the
Focus
Sand
Blast.
Drill. Yeah.
Well, Sand Drill is walled by Mega Delphox low key. You have to Rock Slide it because it has Levitate.
Oh, true, it has Levitate. I forgot. Yeah. Yeah, so like Fire Move, Focus Blast, and then like Psyshock for Prim seems pretty strong here.
It also seems relatively worth it to go like a Scarf Mold Breaker drill. There's no ground resist.
Yeah.
Abomas though is like, you can bring it into the drill, but like obviously you're risking Iron Head every time. And Abomas though, like when it comes in, it does feel like a relatively free yard, or even a Weavile can come in on that low key. Scizor is like a major one. You get Scizor in on Abomas though, you U-turn back to your drill, you Earthquake again. Feels pretty strong combination there.
Definitely.
All right, on the other side, let's see. What are some threats? Garchomp, how's Garchomp looking? Garchomp looks like it has to deal with a Chestnut, but without the threat of like a Life Orb, Fire Blast, or anything like that, Chestnut should be able to wall it relatively okay. So maybe Chomp wants to be like a hazard setter here. Like Spikes and Rocks look really good into Amy's team. Obviously, that's why she has double removal with Scizor and Excadrill, but still, probably worth trying to get them up. There's no Ghost to Spin Block, at least. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Glop. 6-0'd by Scarf Mold Breaker. Conkeldurr, if you're able to catch a speed creep on Primarina, go for like a fast Poison Jab, it does look pretty good. Right? Drain Punch, Poison Jab hits the entire team besides Cofagrigus. You have knockoff for that. Your like Guts for the Will-O-Wisp. Kind of beats a lot of things. You can potentially go for a Mach Punch into the Weavile Excadrill. Yeah, Conk is like kind of Thanos. You go 4 attacks, you go bulk up, a bunch of options. Where are the Chimechos? I don't know, man. No one drafted it. There's too many cool megas in this dex. Dookie sweeps late game. You have Body Press for the Gren. Wait, we have the Dookie Whisper in call. Let me know, what's the Cofagrigus set here?
If you want to like sweep with Trick Room, maybe like Body Press, Shadow Ball hits kind of hits everything. Maybe like a Spell Tag or a Colbert Berry.
Colbert to set up the Trick Room on Gren potentially. Take a knockoff from Conkeldurr, a Crunch from Lycanroc, stuff like that. Yeah, pretty good.
I'm just thinking there's too many items here, so like I guess just like Citrus Berry, Colbert Berry, Spell Tag, one of those.
Nasty Plot, Energy Ball. Yeah, it does look quite good. Yeah.
Oh, that's probably even better than Body Press potentially.
It should, in theory, be slowed down by the Tinkaton. Like, you're not going to break through immediately. It's going to take most of your Trick Room turns to get through that guy.
Yeah. Like, you probably try to, like, plot and then Trick Room, but it's going to be hard. Like, the other team has a lot of offensive power.
Well, it looks like Dawson Speed Demon is already adding Rai, saying he's ready.
Oh shit.
Kind of beast mode. When is the next speed tour? I need to show off the Chimer. This is probably going to take about an extra hour before we are done with this one, and then we'll probably run another one. So, yeah, check back in a little bit, or you can just watch along, be ready for the next one. Last week I ran 2, and it was about 4.5 hours stream, so just as a reference point. Anything else we want to talk about? TJ versus Amy?
Scizor looks like a little bit okay. No, he's nice to revenge. Like in Rock, he can take a hit from Greninja and you turn out. He's not that bad. Thought he had a worse matchup, but
it is a little bit rough to run into Delphox, Garchomp. Those are some of your like bigger checks. But at the same time, there's no helmet, so like Scizor can click U-turn on Chomp and not fear taking 29% from Helmet Ruskin.
Yeah. You can maybe go like Spadef and use it as your Greninja check if you want. Something like that.
You could do that. I feel like it's going to be
Not sure
Spadef Chestnut, or like Primarina is a better option into that most of the time.
Oh yeah. Does Gwen still get Gunk?
It does, yeah.
Oh, it gets Sledge Wave too.
Yeah, Prim's not a perfect counter, but it's like pretty decent, like as far as Gren checks go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scizor's. You could see something like Swords Dance Quick Attack. Definitely
Like
something to catch like Delphox after like a rock or two.
Oh, that would be really cool.
Maybe if Delphox takes rocks and some Sand Chip, because T-Tar's switching into it, that'll put it in Quick Attack range from +2 Scizor. +2 Quick Attack also like pretty quick to put Greninja in range. Like it doesn't take much.
Yeah.
Do you go Akaberry on Scizor? Able to tank a Garchomp Fire Blast, stuff like that? Conkeldurr Fire Punch? Doesn't feel like the most useful thing, because the Delphox is still going to nuke you through the item. I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll look at Rai versus Dawson real quick. So Mecha Lopunny here. Interesting,
It's
because
gotta
like
get through Clef, Scarm, Vex, but like it's pretty strong. Like
this is really interesting to me actually. So Lopunny, to break through the Toxapex, Scarm, Clefable kind of stuff, kind of wants to be Swords Dance, but if you are Swords Dance Lopunny and Ditto comes in,
oh, that's scary.
You know, like
you have to like T-wave it with Flusky or something.
Yeah.
And there's no helmet, so like getting through Scarm is a bit easier because you don't get chipped down by the helmet and stuff.
Yeah, but obviously Scarm can take 1 +2 hit on the switch in, so it's not the end of the world. There's a Dirge. They aren't getting reverse swept. Oh, true. Unaware Skeledirge. Wait, he actually thought of everything.
See that at the bottom. Yeah.
He actually thought of everything. Okay, how's Meowscarada looking? There's a Corviknight, there's a Klefki. Not the greatest Meowscarada matchup. There's even Sapsipper Azumarill if you're so inclined. Probably not though, right? Starmie, how's Starmie look? Starmie's looking really good this matchup. You see this? Like, damn. Toss a T-Bolt on there for Corvazu, Ice Beam for Hydrapple, and you just run like Surf. You kind of hit everything. You could run Psychic 4 attacks, you could run Spin, could be Recover 3 attacks. A lot of useful Starmie sets here. Also, the Spin plus Natural Cure combination means you're pretty good at checking Klefki and getting those spikes out of there. You outspeed Gengar, threaten it with a Psychic. I almost want to say, like, can you see like an ADV style Gengar, like Spadef, able to take a Starmie Psychic, trade out? Like, it doesn't seem too awful to keep like your hazards up, but obviously not the most reliable thing.
I mean, whenever I pick Gengar in like regular leagues and stuff like that, I usually run like bulky sets and just like try to be annoying spin block with like.
Yeah, Will-O-Wisp Gengar
like,
does look pretty good into this team. Did it keep Pain Split in Shamus? Because I know a lot of Pokemon lost Pain Split.
A lot of Ghost types lost it. Yeah. I'm not actually
Let's
sure
see.
on that one.
Gengar.
He
Gengar
lost
does have
Encore,
Pain
which
Split.
is actually
Yeah, you have to drop Encore with Mega Gengar existing.
yeah.
Bro.
Like it was bad for regular Gengar because like he's already kind of not amazing. So like it was
Yeah.
a nice tool to have, you know, like 110 speed Encore.
Mm-hmm. Well, he has only 8 points, so not the end of the world.
Yeah.
All right, and for the competitors, just link the battle when it goes up, and as I say that, a link appears.
Nice. We're in.
Alrighty. Let me get this all set up. And we have Volt versus, this is Orin Latios, right? Yep, Orin Latios, the Carkol Rider. So Mega Meganium versus the Mega Garchomp. Let's see how this goes. Hawlucha gonna lead off into the Meganium. Meganium gonna have to get out of there. What's our switch into Hawlucha? Hold up. Wait, we hard switch out? Oh, it's the Zoroark. He would have got my ass. He would have got my ass.
I double taked as well.
But Volt with a really intelligent Spadef Incineroar coming in. It's actually Blaze that we don't want to be Intim for the Gambit. Looks like a Sash lead if you're willing to make that play. Yeah. Citrus Berry Insane, anyway, so this guy really thinks he's playing VGC. Now, +2 Zoroark could potentially just... I was going to say, yeah, carrying Focus Blast potentially, but it just isn't. An Instant able to take that down. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but I think that probably favors Carkol Rider, because now Meganium, like, this Instant was a nice play because it covers the Zoroark and the Meganium, but now you need to switch something in on Meganium, and it's going to be Hawlucha
switch.
36, so it's a bulky Hawlucha, it looks like. Gonna go to Dragonite on the Drain Punch. Yeah, it's a bulky Hawlucha, not scary offensively. Now Dragonite gets the free switch in. A double to Meganium. Alright, we got Thanos back in on the field for another Solar Beam. The main resist to it is dead, basically 10%. So is Hawlucha gonna have to take another Solar Beam? There's obviously the threat of Dazzling Gleam on the switch. It's already looking a little bit dubious. He's gonna sack the...
okay.
Oh.
Wrap it up.
Whoa. Is that 2 kills? Instant goes down. Hawlucha comes in. Brave breaks the sub. We have Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, Hawlucha goes down. Meganium putting in insane work here. Garchomp gonna come out, definitely packing Poison Jab in a matchup like this. As we go to Mamoswine on the Poison Jab, Orin getting every play right now. Hatterene's gonna come in, blocks the rocks, catches a freeze try aimed at Rotom Wash.
Oh, that's cool.
Into the Earthquake, catches a Draining Kiss, is gonna put it outside of range of the next Earthquake. So Knockoff gonna remove the item. Is Kibia Berry. What is Kibia for? Maybe something on the bench?
What was on the bench?
I don't know. Let's see.
For the Glimmora, probably?
Oh, Glimmora. Yeah, that makes sense. If you want to, like, try to block hazards.
You can, like,
Iron Head is going to take it down. Now, Aegislash, the King Gambit response. Feels like this has to be, like, fast CC if you're making this play.
Yeah, or a Sacred Sword
or Colbur Berry. Yeah, lots of options. Swords Dance on the Switch to Dragonite. Both sides making huge reads right now. Gonna take that Earthquake. Iron Head knocks out the Dragon. Is that like Metal Coat or something? 93 feels so high into Dragonite. But Meganium comes in, should outspeed.
I don't know the base speed of these mons. Does Aegislash have a chance of outspeeding this?
If it's fast Aegislash, maybe. We're gonna take the gamble, and we're slower. Meganium is base 80 speed, if I remember correctly, and Aegislash is 60.
Yeah, and like he doesn't really have many choices there. Like,
but now our Poison Jab resist is King Gambit, which obviously is gonna drop to an Earthquake. Just kidding, Shuka Berry with Kowtow getting good chip on the Chomp. But yeah, Sucker Punch also going to pretty low, but it's still alive, crucially.
Yeah,
now we have Zam. A switch from, do we see a double? We don't see a double, so Spadef Rotom is going to be able to Volt Switch here. Oh, a Volt on the Meganium into the Garchomp. We're threatening another Poison Jab. We see a switch to Zam. Do we call it with the Earthquake? With a Scale Shot.
Scale Shot. Oh, he got it. Wow. Volt Ninja making a crazy comeback.
Yeah, with the Earthquake into Poison Jab, it should wrap it up.
Wow, like he was
Wow.
getting a bit like
What a
worked
game.
in the early game, but then that scale shot just like clutches it up, making
What
the scale
a
shot play
game.
there. Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Great
this
play by
format
Volt
is
Ninja.
sick, bro. This format's sick.
Agreed. Like I've had a lot of fun watching the game so far, like last week and this week.
Yeah,
I think it definitely has some good spectator potential.
it
for
does. Like
BPL and stuff.
every turn feels so like important, you know. Like that sub
that was
Meganium,
cinema.
so good. Like both sides with some great plays. That was just a good game all around. Really, really fantastic stuff. And they played so fast. There's not even a second game up yet.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, I got the
Looks
new
like Babel
new
and
format
Right
for
Thunder
DPL.
are getting ready to play. And there's the
20
link.
second timer champions.
Yeah, yeah.
Pure like absolute cinema for the spectators.
Yep. All right, Right Thunder versus this is gonna be Babel on the other side with a Mega Floette
So
versus the Mega
Is
Gallade.
this Rye? Is this Rye or is this a different Rye?
No, this is a different. This is Right Thunder.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Rye's
the
playing
evolved
Dawson.
form. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so Palafin is interesting. You're gonna need to evolve that, but there's also always gonna be that Intimidate Gyarados in the back, probably aimed at checking that Palafin. The Gyarados also pretty strong into stuff like the Ceruledge if you wanted to run itemless. Completely walls that guy.
Is the Mega Gallade or the fish? What's it called again? Gyarados.
It's a Mega
I think it's
Gallade.
Gallade, right?
Yeah, Mega Glade.
Yeah, so I think we can expect a Intimidate Fizdev Gyarados for the Palafin. It
Yeah,
doesn't,
you would
like,
assume so.
Hard beat it, but like it's in a decent check. There's no clear amulet or anything.
There's no Rotom, you saying. I mean, it makes sense the 6 that he brought, right?
Oh, true.
Defensively?
Dustbin Xander says, "Are we running monocolor format?" And it's pretty true. Like one team
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
pretty blue, the other team is really like purple, navy
yeah.
bluish.
Like
Yeah.
a purplish. I usually like the teams that have like mixed colors, like a bright orange, like a dark green, stuff like that. That's my color theory, anyways. All right, Samurott versus the Palafin lead. We get to know a little bit about these sets. Could see a flip turn, but a Scarf Samurott could ruin your day. Doesn't feel great. Yeah, because we are going to flip turn, get that evolution off from our Palafin, but you have to imagine a Ceaseless Edge is coming. It looks like there's not really any removal on Babel's side. Needs a Rotom in there for the color pop. Yeah, it really does. Or something bright pink.
I'm thinking that
yeah.
Samrock could be really good in this format with no boots. I think.
Yeah, definitely.
It's the only. He's only been in SV, right?
Correct.
Okay.
But flip turn to what? You could see an Arch come in, but Sacred Sword follow-up is going to ignore the stamina boost. You could see a Sneasler pivot in, but that's obviously a little bit dangerous. I think it's probably a safe bet, though.
Dude, like honestly, I just ceaseless again on the Arch. Like just get the spikes up.
Yeah,
like
probably.
Almost the whole team is grounded.
Oh, we missed the Ceaseless. That's actually a huge deal. Spikes would go a
It's
long
a
way versus that
resisted
team.
hit, but like the spike would have been crazy good here.
Now Hydreigon threatening. Okay,
Oh,
all's
all right.
fair. Right?
Nice. So we're back. Like
We're gonna
nothing
call it
happened,
even.
essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great turn. Great turn. Now threatening like a Dragon Fang Draco potentially into this team, which was lacking a fairy type if I remember correctly. Let me just double check. Yeah, the
I think
bench is
yeah.
Arcanine Rotom, so Dragon Fang a
Nothing
real
on the
consideration
bench.
here.
Yeah,
It's,
nothing
what
on
am I
the
saying?
bench
It's
takes it anyway.
leftovers. It's literally leftovers.
It's okay. I always miss that too.
Right, but Draco should do a lot to this Samurai. I don't expect it to be especially defensive in this matchup.
Now that you saw Draco, maybe you.
But it does
lives.
live, hangs
We go
on.
for a Sacred Sword. Oh, we do.
Ooh, that
oh my
just
god, and it
kills.
KOs. Well,
Whoa. How'd that do
dealt with.
80 too? That feels like a high roll maybe. But either way, the Hydreigon does go down. Samurott left low HP, but it kind of did its job. It got up the spike. You have to
I think
assume
it did
at
amazing.
lead-
It got the spike and killed the crazy threat. Yeah.
Yeah, like, what more can you really ask for from a Samurott? Now Sneasel are going to come in to revenge kill, could potentially go for a U-turn, punish a switch. And there's the Fortress coming in. We are going to see that U-turn. Breaks the Sturdy, gets out into the Ceruledge, threatening a Bitter Blade. There is that Intimidate Gyarados.
Like T-Wave right now.
Yeah, no, probably not, right? What could be interesting though is actually, yeah, the Gyarados coming in does feel pretty obvious, so maybe if you wanted to double, could be interesting.
Oh, itemless Gyarados would be huge.
That's what I was saying earlier, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Would wall Ceruledge, still like pretty decent into the like Palafin and stuff. But we'll see. And maybe you don't need to be itemless with Intimidate. Like Poltergeist is still only doing like what 35 to a Fizdef Gyara. So like TJ's game is also live, so let me open that up.
You probably want the Gyarados a bit healthier for the Palafin as well, like in case it's like Scarf Wave Crash, which is, or like bulk up Jet Punch. Oh,
and there is the double to Arch catching the Gyarados.
Nice.
Now does this learn
Gyarados
T-Bolt or is it just Electro Shot? Learn Archaludon, Thunderbolt. It does learn Thunderbolt, so Arch definitely threatening an Oko on this Gyarados right now. And it's really hard to see a switch in available. Like, what's coming in on this Arch? Maybe
I think it's time to sack the Fortress.
Time to sack the Fortress, probably not. If you wanted to, you could switch to Diggersby maybe. A Scarf EQ looks like really good here. The ground resist is dead. Spikes up. Could be a nice pivot. Let's see. These guys are clicking a little bit slow. I think we'll look at TJ's game first. Let me put a pause on this. We can come back later. So TJ versus Amy, we're going to see Lycanroc lead into Chestnut. CC does literally nothing. Oh, it was a lead into Weavile, and then we switched to Chestnut. And then now Psychic Fangs is not a 2-hit KO after the Citrus Berry. Shout out to J Ricky. Now a switch to Delphox on the body press. This is a pretty good entry point for TJ. Now T-Tar definitely going to come in here. We get the Mega off, and we Grass Knot the T-Tar on the switch. Great read. Hard to stay in as the Chestnut, but we're going to double out to Tinkaton. The Charizard, not what we were expecting from TJ's side, so the Tinkaton double, not going to work out, but we're staying in on the Overheat, which misses, and the Rock Slide. So you have to imagine this is Occaberry Tinkaton if we're willing to make that play, and it is Occaberry, so the miss does end up mattering. The Zard is going to go down to the double Rock Slide. Whoa. We're back up to live. Haven't seen TJ's custom. That thing is fire. Yeah, it's really fantastic. Alright, what is Amy going to do to revenge this Tinkaton? Could be an angle to get your drill in, depending on what set it is. If it is like Sand Drill, good news, the Delphox is chipped into Rock Slide range. If it's Scarf Mold Breaker, I mean, now is as good a time as any to get some good damage off. I want a custom so bad one day. Yeah, low-key, I got one. I'm pretty happy about it. You know, it's good to have that drip. I was at 90% and always missing. I'm gonna check the code. Probably not. Okay, Amy taking her time. Let's go back to this game. So Arch threatening the Gyarados. We do see a Samurott sack, which makes sense. The Thunderbolt does come out. Now, do we see the Diggersby follow-up? We do see the Diggersby follow-up. Earthquake should just be a KO, and Archaludon gonna go down. No Shucaberry to be seen. But now Palafin gonna come in. Probably force some chip on the Gyarados, but Gyarados not coming in on these guys. It's gonna be Fortress as the initial response, which makes me think this could be a Dragon Dance Gyarados. Now, Ceruledge is in once more into the Fortress, threatening that Bitter Blade. As we do see the Gyarados switch in once more. On a Swords Dance turn, okay. Starting to get something going. Now, the question is this itemless? Are you willing to risk that? Go for a Poltergeist at +1. Probably shouldn't kill, but it'll get close. Some chip on this Gyarados.
Dude,
we're gonna go for a Bitter Blade. We're expecting this to be... Oh, was that Sash Ceruledge? Just barely gets out of 99%.
A really cool play, yeah.
Yeah, but it is leftover Gyarados.
Smart.
Okay, it is revealed now. Yeah, I feel like that was so close to working out there.
Yeah, like that was close to greatness there.
Yeah.
If that's what he was going for.
Missed by inches. But now Floette does come in, and the Fairy Resist is a Fortress, and it is already chipped, so this Floette looking like, you know, a big threat into this Gyarados. I don't know if Moonblast kills from 66 with max HP Gyara. I'm inclined to say probably 66. Does that sound right? I think it does. I think Floette should kill with a Moonblast. If not, Light of Ruin is always there. We do see the Mega. Moonblast comes out. It doesn't kill the Gyarados. Ironhead, big damage on the Floette. So Gyarados putting in some overtime, right? Oh, Synthesis Floette, predicting a switch out, but we're just saying it to sack our Gyarados. It's already so low. No point really keeping it, and Floette gonna go for that Moonblast, pick it off. Only one more Spike switch in, and even then, it looks to be slower than 3 Mons, if that's a Scarf Diggersby, and if it's not, it's gonna have Quick Attack. This Floette really manageable at the end of the day, thanks to that Gyarados Ironhead.
Dude, this is the highest value like base Gyarados ever in Modern Gen.
Literally, like, checked the Ceruledge, got big chip on the Floette. Although that Palafin in the back is looking like a pretty big threat.
It's looking a bit scary now.
Yeah. Gallade is going to be the Revenger of the Floettes. I would imagine Close Combat picks up the KO here, but maybe you don't want the drop. Maybe you just go for like a Poison Jab, something like that. It's really hard to see Sneasler coming in on this turn. I'm just clearing up some rules for Rai. Alright, Gallade is going to do Thunder Punch the Floette, covers a switch to Palafin if they wanted to do that. And it's looking like a pretty dominant position for Rai Thunda. But when there's Dire Claw, there's a way, right? Palafin's going to come in. Is this Scarf Palafin? Or are we just taking the trade here? Alright. So Gallade, not the bulkiest thing, could potentially, depending on the investment, go down to like a Scarf Adamant Wave Crash. Maybe. Maybe Scarf Palafin can do it. It's only really Dragapult that can take the Wave Crash at this point. Maybe Fortress can take one. What's the Mega Gallade ability in the end? It's still Inner Focus. We see Fortress coming on the flip turn. It is Citrus Berry. Shout out to J. Ricky. So it's going to remain healthy for the Sneasler. I don't know if it beats Sneasler 1v1 though. Maybe with a Close Combat drop into Gyro Ball. Okay, T-Spikes as we explode with Fortress. So T-Spikes are up to support the Palafin, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. My Palafin's definitely coming in. We see Pulse. Do we lock Ice Punch? Okay, it's Scarf Ice Punch. And Draco is going to knock it out. So Rai Thunda comes out with the win. So Volt Ninja, Rai Thunda. And we can look at this game now. Where were we? So Tinkaton knocks out the Mega Charizard Y. And then to Revenge Kill, we go into Tyranitar. Is this Scarf T-Tar? Not going to stay in to find out. A double to Drill, so it's not Scarf T-Tar. You see the T-Tar switched second after the Tinkaton. So Drill gets in Sand, reveals no Mold Breaker. But Conk double covers everything. Oh, a crit on a Chestnut. That did so much damage. Is that like... That
was like high even for a crit, I feel.
It feels like...
Oh my god. Okay.
What's the item? The fighting boosting
the
Black Belt
or something.
Black Belt.
Yeah.
I guess it's a crit on Chestnut. That might be Spadef. Maybe, I don't know. Wait, you see that AV Citrus Berry Scizor only took 63 from Chomp? Really? Now Drill comes in, but Sand ends, so we're gonna go back to Scizor. Die to Earthquake. This is looking tough. This Garchomp kind of taking over. Now Weavile comes in. But you can always go to your Conkeldurr. It's fine. Swords Dance, we have our Mach Punch. It's totally reasonable. Actually, Mach Punch just is Thanos here. Wait.
Yeah.
Iron Fist?
Wow.
Oh, it's probably just Iron Fist. There's a Chople T-Tar. I'm going to go down anyways. And Drill probably not going to be able to break through TJ's entire team. Yeah, TJ with... Oh, step 1? Is it Scarf Gren? It's Water Shuriken. We get 1 hit. 2. Only 2 hit. Wait, Gren's dead? 2 more turns of sand.
Guys?
Oh, the spin! We're now faster than the Delphox. Oh, but Brick Break is gonna get it done. I don't think that crit mattered.
Damn.
Misclick, drain, and nearly choked hard. Yeah, it can happen, bro. Looks like we still have 1 more game, Rye versus Dawson, that hasn't started yet. I gotta get that game started, guys. It's Speed Tour. It does give us time to like watch all the games
That's a round
live,
1
though.
game too, right?
Yeah, it is a round 1 game.
Oh shit.
So Rye is going to be on the inside of the bracket, right? Yeah. So if we want to get started on the prep with Volt versus TJ, you guys can start prepping. Then it's going to be Rye Thunder versus winner of Rye Dawson. So let's get a move on these guys. But yeah, Volt TJ, you can start prepping. And then by the time Rye versus Dawson is done, hopefully Volt versus TJ will be ready. Did they link the game? Did they start or no? Maybe they just forgot to link it. Let me see. What does Rye go by on Showdown? Almighty Rye? Is that it? No. Okay, there's the link. Okay. Bang. Oh yeah, they already started. Let me go back to the beginning. Alright, Mega Draenei gonna lead off into the Lopunny. Lopunny does have triple axle, so gonna force that out into Clefable. Yeah, Rye 6807. So Clefable comes in on the U-turn, reveals leftovers, but Gengar gonna be the punish. As Toxapex comes in, we see Sub. Could be Nasty Plot. Sub Nasty Plot, big threat. It's going to be Psychic Noise, something far more sinister. Going to prevent this Pex from recovering. But Liquidation is going to break the Sub. Yeah, Psychic Noise again. You're not really threatened by an Oko with this Pex as Light Screen goes up. Now you're kind of forced to Psychic Noise again. So Meowscarada going to come in. And if the Sub does go up, you can just U-turn back to your Pex. Or maybe go for a knockoff, break the Sub. Remove our Sludge Wave weakness, and now you're threatening a knockoff on something. That also works, yep. Now Corv gonna come in, take that knockoff, get rid of the leftovers. Pretty good stuff. Now Thunder Punch is not gonna 2-hit KO, but it is going to U-turn. So some health on your Meowscarada, but now the Corv is low. Can't switch in anymore on a knockoff. Now Skarm in on the U-turn. Weak armor is going to proc. It's now fast, but Skeledirge not going to be too much of an issue as Pex comes in on the Torch Song. Now, is this like a fast Pex? It is not. It's Sugar Berry, though. So it's going to live the Earth Power, go for a Light Screen, and then pivot out into the Dragonite. Totally Result calls that with a Torch Song, breaks the multi-scale on the switch. And now we're going to see a Mega Evolution. Goes for a Surf, is going to 2-hit KO the Skeledirge, but Alluring Voice. Thanks to the Light Screen, not going to do too much, even at +2. This is a super bulky Dragonite. We see a Roost back up to multi-scale, but Corviknight comes in. Is Corviknight able to take this? The answer is going to be no. Flamethrower knocks it out. And now Lopunny comes in, threatening that Triple Axle once more. But Clefable, a pretty safe switch in all things considered. Triple Axle only hits twice, and Clefable as healthy as always. A crit U-turn, a little bit of chip, but Clef going to go for a T-Wave, slows down that Skeledirge, which is going to be leftovers. Into the Toxapex, now you outspeed with the Light Screen, a full para, 1 in 8 chance. Another full para. You know, did they actually nerf para? Who's to say? But Light Screen goes up, and then we're back in the Dragonite, and Thanos is in for another Surf. Is going to bring Skeledirge very low. Alluring Voice going to chip this Dragonite. But now, it should be pretty simple. We just roost back up to multi-scale, take reduced damage. Oh, another full para. That feels bad, man. Surf going to knock this out, and Dragonite maintains multi-scale. Lopunny going to force it out once more, but we do have the Skarmory. Takes the Triple Axle, and Weak Armor going to kind of work with and against it. This Triple Axle going to do quite a lot of extra damage thanks to the defense drops, but you are going to outspeed and be able to go for a Brave Bird or force it out. But it is a little bit scary to click Roost there. Yeah, so Brave Bird is going to come out, which actually 2-hit KOs Gengar quite easily. Should be able to just knock this out, but being so fast, it's really hard. Oh, that crit. That crit did matter on the 2-hit KO. Looks like. Would have done like 46 or so. But now you have Taunt Skarm. Gonna taunt the Belly Drum. Catches it.
Wow.
And now Pex just walls, because you can't set up. Gengar going to be the sack here. Not quite a sack yet, but you're going to get off a Psychic Noise before going down to a Liquidation. Could have seen a Destiny Bond, so Rai going to play around that Destiny Bond, go for the Light Screen, and then now switch to Skarmy on the Sludge Wave, using this as an opportunity to potentially Roost, but Psychic Noise should block that. Doesn't go for Psychic Noise, but we didn't Roost anyways. Going to go for the Brave Bird, knock it out, and now Skarm's low. Lopunny's in. Gonna go for the Triple Axle. Should knock out the Skarm here. Alright, so one Pokemon down, but it does look pretty dire. 2 versus 5. Starmie in. Could be Scarf here. Gonna go for a Psychic. Just barely not a 2-hit KO onto a Azumarill. Not gonna click Belly Drum on the switch. And Pex should have this one wrapped up with a Poison Jab. Yeah, Citrus Berry. Shout out to J. Ricky, and Pex should be able to clean this up. Just recover one time, and then Poison Jab. Scarf Starmie in the back should prevent the Lopunny from getting out of hand no matter what. Even if you Swords Dance on this, they're just Thunder Punching. That little bit of chip. Pex is going to go down. Now, we could go Clefable, we could go Starmie. Gonna elect to go Starmie, and it is going to be that Scarf Psychic knocking it out. Alright, so...
Yeah, a bit rough for Dawson, but like that was still a good game from Rai. Taunting the Belly Drum was really cool.
So it looks like we get a Rai versus Rai, but one of them
That's funny.
brings the Thunder.
Yeah.
Alright. So Rai Thunder versus Rai, and we have Volt versus TJ. What they should have been prepping this time. They've been going for about 5 or 6 minutes. Should be ready to go somewhat soon. And so let's see. The teams that moved on, TJ's, so the Garchomp team survives, the Meowscarada team survives, the Dragapult team survives, and Volt Ninja. So it looks like the back end really not doing so hot, but like the top draft slots doing okay. Although I will say Age Slash as round 1, it was good, but the star of the show is definitely that Mega Chomp.
Dude, that guy popped off last game.
Literally, yeah. And that was a great game. Don't want to take anything away from Orin Latios.
Yeah, they both played really well. I think like they each got like a few plays right that just swung the game in their favor.
Yeah.
But Volt Ninja came out on top.
Mm-hmm. So we could talk about Volt versus TJ, because that game should be starting first.
It's a Chomp Mirror.
It is a Chomp Mirror. Does feel like Volt
Honestly.
is like reasonably prepared for Garchomp. Obviously, a Poison Jab coverage into Hat and Serp feels a little bit scary, but outside of that, like it's pretty reasonable to pivot in on the stabs.
Gren spamming Dark Pulse looks a bit annoying for Volt Ninja's side.
Well, there's no specs, right? It's gonna get hard walled by Rotom Wash.
Yeah. Okay,
Maybe
that's
Black
fair, yeah.
Glasses. Like Black Glasses,
do too
Dark
much.
Pulse U-turn could definitely be a move.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't have like a super strong Ice Beam. Like Serp will live quite comfortably. I'm interested to see, is this Spothra going to be utilized here? Because when the Dark is like a Frailmon like Greninja, you get a little bit more value out of that Dazzling Gleam coverage on a Spothra.
Yeah, for sure.
The rest of the team is like not super well prepared for like a Calm Mind Stored Power kind of set. You do have priority with Lycanroc Dusk, so if it gets low, it could be a threat, or it could be like revenged. But at the same time, what's our initial switch, and is it Tinkaton? And it looks like that's probably the case, and you just Encore it. Maybe go for a T-Wave, something like that. Mold Breaker Tinkaton actually really high value here, able to get up the rocks through the Magic Bounce.
Yeah. And then the removal after that is not great.
Yeah, the problem with Tinkaton is that even though it is a fairy type, it does allow the Mega Chomp in for relatively free. So maybe you could see like a max speed Jolly Tinkaton with Ice Hammer trying to outspeed that Mega Garchomp, but there's also no reason why the Garchomp has to Mega immediately. You know?
Yeah, there's also like I'm thinking it could let in Aegislash as well. Aegislash doesn't look like
yeah.
too overbearing in this matchup, but it's pretty free switching too.
Yeah, the Aegislash, I would expect Chomp to be the initial switch in on that, like a bulkier Chomp. Honestly, looking at this like TJ's Chomp, what's stopping you from being just max HP, max attack, like Scale Shot, Poison Jab, like Earthquake?
Yeah, not much.
Like that set looks really good into Vault. You just have that bulk for the Aegislash. Maybe you rock Lumberry for the Rotom Wash. You can Swords Dance 3 attacks if you want. Rocks Tinkaton.
Yeah, Swords Dance would be really cool.
Yeah, that looks really good. I'm not gonna lie. You could also be like Mental Herb, trying to play around like an Encore Hawlucha coming in, trying to Encore your Swords Dance. A lot of things you can do to enable a good Garchomp here. But yeah.
I think like if he gets a Swords Dance and a Scale Shot up, like if he doesn't miss his moves, like it looks like pretty hard to beat. Like if he gets all that up.
Now, given that
Which is a
Garchomp
big
is such a big threat, we could see something like a Shuka Aegislash able to take that hit, go for like a Poltergeist into Shadow Sneak, something like that. It should be like pretty big damage.
It's hard to guard against both like Encore and Wisp.
So
So
you have
like
to pick one.
we're probably not gonna see it like instantly win the game, but it's still a huge threat.
My inclination is probably Lum, because there is also a Serperior that can come in and glare you. You want to be prepared for that. Yeah, seems pretty reasonable. What else can we look at? The Mega Chomp on the other side, like just as scary as TJ's Chomp, if not even more so. Right, Earthquake plus Scale Shot hits the whole team. You don't even need to bother with coverage. You could be like Swords Dance. You could be, you don't have an item slot, so you can't be like Yachi to, take a hit from Gren, for example.
Yeah.
But the natural bulk is pretty good on that guy. And you resist all of the priority from Lycanroc Dusk. I guess you don't resist Water Shuriken and Mach Punch, but your Mega Chomp is so bulky you may as well resist. Maybe Abomasnow comes for the Ice Shard. A lot of Volt's win conditions are weak to Ice Shard, so Abomasnow definitely does have a place here.
Yeah, honestly, it's pretty fair. He could like I could see like a Swords Dance set being a bit cool. Obviously, there's an Incineroar, it's like and a Rotom, but like. Well, I mean, the Rotom is good. Like, the Rotom will be, like,
Rotom doesn't beat it,
the main
yeah.
threat. Yeah, like, the Wisp is, I guess, the scary part. But
well, for the
it still
same
seems
reason
like a funny threat.
Same reason we think about Lum on Chomp, we could put Lum on Abomasnow. Cover the Rotom Wash, nothing you can really do. Yeah, a lot of big threats on both sides. This should be a exciting one.
Yeah,
looks
Lum
like
SD
TJ's ready.
looks really cool here.
Yeah. A lot of cool stuff you could do. I feel like Arbok, probably homeless, right? You don't need that guy. And what else is the bench? Because the other mons from TJ looks like all 7 pretty reasonable brings here, so interested to see what the bench is. Maybe you bench Conk, because Conk is kind of walled out by the Hawlucha Hatterene Aegislash combination. You need a lot of coverage for that, like Ice. I guess it's only really Ice, Knock, and Poison Jab, and then you have Drain Punch. I mean, not the end of the world, but maybe. I don't know. Hard to say. We'll see. Alright, looks like they're both ready. We can get into the game as soon as they post the link. We didn't even talk about the Mega Delphox.
Yeah, we were fixated on the other ones.
Yeah.
Mega Delphox, the Incineroar is going to be, like, it's forced to run Focus Blast for Incineroar.
Yeah, and then Spidef Rotom Wash definitely comes into this.
Yeah. Like, it's 2 games, though, that Incineroar seems pretty likely to be a bring here for Volt Ninja. Let's see if he has it.
A good low tier pick. And no Incin, actually.
Okay.
Wait, you see that
So
Obama still hiding?
Yeah.
Well, we do see the Arbok. That's surprising to me. So there's no. What do we bench?
Conk and Lycanroc, I think.
Conk, Lycanroc? Yeah, looks like it. You see Hawlucha lead off, go for a U-turn on the Bombstow. Really good chip for our
SD
Garchomp.
now. SD now.
Oh, it's Blizzard. So Aegislash able to come in on that. No lefties revealed, so it could be Shuca Berry, could be Colbur, could even be Akka. Depends on what you're trying to lure here. So Bombstow goes for Blizzard. Aegislash should force this out. Maybe this is like a fast Abomasnow with Earth Power. And actually, you see there, the switch order, the Abomasnow switched before the Aegislash. So we know now that this is a slow Aegislash or a fast Abomasnow, or it's a speed tie. They're both base 60. Now we see Hatterene. Magic bounces the rocks. Oh no, TJ. Really great play from Volt. Hatterene, just your default chomp response anyways. So getting the rocks is just a bonus.
Maybe just like really calling the Rotom being the check or something.
Yeah, and Fizdef Hatterene takes absolutely nothing. Catches a poison though.
Like,
Chomp
dude, if you
lefties.
get another strong hit on this Chomp, like, you kind of did your job. You got rocks up and you chipped the big Chomp threat. Like, it's probably not offensive with that damage and with lefties.
Yeah. It looks like a bulky Chomp for sure. Aimed at checking stuff like the Hawlucha, the Aegislash.
Oh, healthy again.
Speaking of the Aegislash, it's going to come in on a Swords Dance Tinkaton.
I wanted to see this. I think offensive Tinkaton is underrated with SD.
Yeah.
Like, nobody preps for it.
Yeah, but that's why they don't prep for it. You see +2, not even killing, and it just goes down.
No.
So that's actually a really big deal for the Espathra, getting rid of that Tinkaton. But also, on the other side, this Aegislash going down means that, okay, we're going to Shadow Sneak and Earthquake. So Garchomp is weakened. Hawlucha is going to come in, potentially threatening a close combat or a Brave Bird. There's no Brave Bird resist. So Hawlucha might be able to pick one off.
Yeah.
Depends on how bulky this Garchomp is, it might live. But Arbok, okay, totally reasonable. Gonna be a U-turn into Chomp, and there's no ground resist outside of Abomasnow?
Yeah,
This is looking dangerous. Yeah. There's also little reason to not Mega here.
Another Scale Shot. Like, there's no Scale Shot resist too. Do we see another one? Yeah, we do.
And I don't think Abomasnow kills from full.
Can Mega, but
maybe
like,
-1 defense. Yeah, -1 defense, Ice Shard should be able to force it out at least. Into the Hatterene. Takes 11. That's insane.
Still, though, I think at some point this Chomp can just do that again. Like, the Abomasnow can only switch in so many times on rocks.
One more switch
and
on
like,
rocks.
crucially, the Chomp is full HP, so it can take a hit from, like, anything except the ice moves.
Yeah, Delphoc's going to go for a very strong Flamethrower, knocks out the Hatterene, but Rotom Wash, it'll come in.
No ground here.
They stay in for another Flamethrower, but yeah, Volt is pretty free there. Into Hawlucha. Looks like Scarf Hawlucha, so that Volt is going to put it in range. And there's no Brave Bird resist again, so Arbok could come in, but we're going to let the Delphox go to the Scarf Hawlucha. Yeah. And I've been saying this, Hawlucha is him.
Yeah, like, if this Arbok ever, like, gives a free switch to something, Chomp just claims one.
Yeah, and, like, what's super scary, like, you can just go, I guess you go Spathra on Toxic. Like, it makes sense. Your Spathra is not your win condition right now. You just want to win with Chomp or
Does that mean
Hawlucha.
It's not speed boost, or does it have to have started on the field?
No, it would only happen next turn.
Okay.
So it takes the Gunk Shot. It looks to be Fizdef Espathra. Gets the Calm Mind up.
You just go for damage here.
Yeah, you definitely just... You could see a switch to Gren. Go for Toxic Stalling. Gren back to Arbok, back to Gren.
I think
sort of like dance around it.
Like, low-key, even if... maybe you can use the move you have for Gren now. Even if Arbok kills you, you just go Chomp after and kill it. It's like kind of the same thing.
Okay, TJ gets the first turn right.
Now you can get outplayed by this.
Yeah. Back to Arbok. He's doing it. Do we see the Dazzling Gleam? The Energy Ball, same thing. Okay, and it looks like... Yeah, the J-Rookie Citrus Berry. Are you even going to give up your Arbok? It's a 50-50 this turn as well.
I would just Energy Ball like... Okay.
Okay. You would have lost. Bang.
No, I would have got my Chomp in on the safe guy.
True. But now it looks like Hawlucha just able to go for a potential CC sweep. Yeah, scouting the Scarf Gren. No reason not to.
Oh yeah, Rotom kind of just cleans this up.
At this point,
at 7. Yeah.
At this point, it's a pretty brutal pin. Just Volt Switch, and now, I mean, there is still freeze odds, right? If it is Scarf Gren, you kill the Lucha, you kill the Chomp. Oh, we're gonna go for Hydro Pump instead of Ice Beam, which
Yeah,
Never
I mean, like
wins.
he doesn't really have too many. Yeah, the only way to win was Ice Beam, getting
Oh,
multiple
actually,
freezes, I think.
Ice Freeze on Rotom doesn't even win the game because thanks to champion mechanics, there's a max freeze turn of like 3.
Oh,
So the
true.
Rotom
Yeah,
would have lived and just knocked it out. So I think
You're right.
Volt just had that one wrapped up no matter what. Yeah. Again, really nice
Good game from
performance from the
Volt.
Mega Chomp.
yeah. I remember in DWL facing a Mega Chomp in Natdex, and that thing was like a demon the
Literally,
whole like week
yeah.
when prepping. Like, I think this guy's a bit underrated.
For sure.
It's just so bulky and strong. Like, yes, it gets slower, but it's just a strong guy.
Mm-hmm. And like Hawlucha, once again, putting on an absolute clinic. I really feel like this mon is good in this dex.
Yeah,
Yeah. Aegislash with the really big trade into Tinkaton opens up the Espathra to get that, you know, a little bit of outplaying, but it did get the Arbok at the end of the day. And obviously freeing up the Rotom to do some stuff. I think getting rocks up on the Hatterene, probably a little bit of a dirt
That
moment.
was a bit silly, yeah. To be honest, that was actually really impactful too. With
It
all these
was,
rock
yeah.
rounds.
But I get wanting to rock with your Chomp to open up that Swords Dance Tinkaton. That's something we didn't even look at, but you know, in
Yeah.
hindsight, it does look pretty strong into what Volt brought. I was like, a little bit of chip on the Aegislash would have gone a long way. Even just rocks up, right? That Aegislash lived on 2%. Rocks would have made a difference. So Magic Bounce
Yeah.
being a little bit of a team
To be
player
honest,
there.
The logic might have also been like, if he goes Hatterene, that's fine, because then I chip it for something else or some type of thing like that. But I don't really think anything really needed hat chipped anyway, though.
Mm-hmm. All right. You didn't think he was swapping in the Aegislash versus Chomp? Or Chomp versus Chomp.
Oh, okay.
No, I think it's like Dragon Move is scary there, you know? So I think switching was correct from Volt. Obviously got rewarded for
Yeah,
it.
I'm assuming his own Chomp is also not going for the speed tie. Because, like, yeah.
Looks like Rai versus Rhythunda is about to start.
The Battle of the Rise.
Yep. I was gonna... You thought it was gonna be EV'd, basically? Okay. Sacrificial Rocks was better. Maybe, but yeah. Hatterene did feel very reasonable. Alright. Here's the link, and we are into the game. A bit of a stretch, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, we do see the Rotom Mow make its appearance, and Golurk also coming to the game. Alright, what's on the bench for both teams? Rhythunda going to be benching the Gyarados Arcanine. Yeah, so Arcanine not coming to a game so far, and then Rai going to be benching... What is that? Ditto Pex. Makes sense. It's alright, Boat. You'll get him next time. So Rotom Mow looks like a pretty big threat into everything. Meowscarada can switch in, but Wisp kind of catches that, and then obviously Leaf Storm, Volt does a lot of damage to everything else. Clef could be Spadef to help mitigate that Rotom weakness, but at the end of the day, Nasty Plot, Leaf Storm, a little bit of a drug. Yeah, the Clef should be Spadef for the Dragon Ball anyways, I think. So yeah, Meowscarada gonna lead off. Should just see either a triple axle from Scarf or a U-turn. I would expect a U-turn as Fortress comes in. And then we'll probably see, I want to say Starmie Punish. Or maybe a Mega Dragonite if it has Flamethrower, which it should in a matchup. Alright, show me Mega Dragonite. It's been good to see Mega Dragonite, honestly. Like, so far the only person who's drafted it is this, like, this weird guy called Wyatt. Didn't use it that well, I want to say.
Excuse me? I just heard my name and then didn't use it that well.
Oh. Wait, that's
I'll
embarrassing.
be fair though, I did lose, so it's possible that you could be correct.
It's all just, but Rai's been using it pretty well, at least in the... the
I
first
don't
round.
remember too much because I only played that one game, but
No
it felt
flame.
really cool to prep with. It's just a lot of stats.
Yeah, it's a stat monster for sure.
And like, dude, its special moves are like a lot better than its physical moves sometimes. Like, yes, like Earthquake is
Earthquake's good, yeah. Oh, did you die? Did I die?
no. Hello.
Hello?
You hear me, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I hear you.
Mhm.
Okay.
You're saying about Dragonite though, like the special move pool is just better than the physical move pool for the most part.
Yeah. Like, obviously, Earthquake is really nice with Dragon, like for the steals and stuff. But like on the special side, like you get so much coverage, and it just feels really nice to like have that be a bit boosted over the base 100 of the regular Dragonite.
Yeah, it feels like one of those Gen 1 normals, right? With the Ice Beam, the Thunderbolt, the everything coverage, you know?
Yeah.
And now Diggersby gonna come in on this Clefable, setting up a rock, so Hazard's getting traded, but now Diggersby is in. You have to assume Skarm is coming in, but obviously Diggersby does have access to Wild Charge or Thunder Punch. So here's the Skarmy. Do we see a Swords Dance on the switch? We see a Super Fang. Okay, so a little bit of easing prediction, but now Skarm, is it in range of Wild Charge at 56? I really don't know this calc. A12 would know.
Where's A12 when we
I
need
feel
him?
like it lives Thunder Punch but dies to Wild Charge. That's my gut. But also at the
Yeah,
same time, what are
Diggersby
you
is
gonna
really
do?
powerful.
Oh, it's just U-turn. Man.
Definitely lives U-turn.
Yeah, it definitely lives that, yeah. But U-turn to what? Probably Rotom? I want to say Rotom comes in, goes for a Volt Switch. Because you can't really go to your ground type on the Rotom. And it's going to be Roost Skarm. But now the Spike's up. The Hazard's traded. If the switch on the Spike plus Volt Switch should be okay still to go Clef or the Dragonite. Either one should be totally reasonable. If they go Clef, you get to find out if it's Magic Guard or not, but I would assume Magic Guard until proven otherwise. Okay, Dragonite gonna come in on the Volt Switch, only does 21, but now you get to position potentially like your Dragapult in, or even like an Ice Punch Mega Glade. Now, full HP Skarm is a little bit annoying for that, but CC does 2-hit KO it. At least it should. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I'm pretty sure. It might be an after rocks kind of roll. Yeah, I think it is actually after rocks that CC will kill Skarm over 2 turns. Yeah, so right then, think about this turn. Surely something has coverage to kill this. Gonna be Dragapult, could potentially get a T-Wave or a Wisp off on the Clefable, set up a Hex for later. Or you could just U-turn, spikes up. If it's unaware Clef, then you get really good value. If not though, you don't really get much out of the turn, and Clefable does come in. It is unaware, so it's gonna take that spike, and now this Clefable all of a sudden is in 2-hit KO range of Dragapult. So next time this Dragapult comes in, gonna be a major threat. Feels like you can just go Diggersby and U-turn as well. Not really much in the way of like Clefable able to stay in on Diggersby in the first place. Feels hard to make that play, especially with it being presumably Spadef. I don't know. You can calc the U-turn on Dragapult if you're not sure. And Clefable does make the aggressive stay in on the U-turn. So going to be able to get its soft build off, and the situation has been diffused. And Fortress going to come in on a sack, but Clef is going to use that to get back to full and then knock out the Fortress. Unless this is like the fastest Fortress of all time, which if it is and goes for like an explosion here, that would be insane, no? Like that would be like potentially game winning. Right Thunder hacked in Custap Trust. I don't know if I trust that. That feels a little bit too far-fetched.
It's not too hard. You just have to send like a custom challenge code, and if they accept, then you're in.
Oh, brilliant. And there's the Moonblast. Does knock out the Fortress. Awesome. But now, like, this Clefable at full HP, what do you even go to? I feel like it has to be back to Diggersby, but that's still not a great option with Skarm in the back able to take it on. The Speed Tour ruined? No, no, no. Yeah, back to the Diggersby, but this doesn't feel great. Feels pretty easy to just go Skarm. There is the Skarm on the Super Fang again, but we weren't willing to stay in last time, so probably not willing to stay in this time with the Diggersby. So it's Super Fang dual stab U-turn, it looks like, which is never really getting through the Skarm. Maybe it's no normal move, Earthquake plus Wild Charge, or it might be Earthquake Ice Punch to deal with the Dragonite, in which case we're like Giga Walled by Skarm. So it does feel like you don't have the moves on Diggersby to beat the threat that you want it to be. It does have Thunder Punch, but 37. Wait, the Skarm just sacked itself. Okay, we might have a game now. So it gets the spike up, but Skarm is low, and you don't really have a great Diggersby switch in. I'm gonna go Golurk on the Thunder Punch. Fair enough. Alright, so a smart pivot from Rai. Now, Golurk kind of forced to go for a Headlong Rush if it wants to stay in. Does it get, like, Close Combat? Let's find out. Learn Golurk Close Combat. It does learn Close Combat. It lives. Gonna go for Headlong Rush. Not gonna knock out the Diggersby, but it does put it in hazard range. White Herb Golurk is interesting. But it is gonna go down to Earthquake, but Diggersby has been dealt with now. So he did the hard part of opening it up, chipping the Skarm, but now it's basically dead. Yeah, gonna go down to the U-turn. So right with the hazard advantage. And honestly, I feel like a U-turn to Clefable is just like really hard to deal with. Yeah, it's exactly what he's gonna do. Nothing really beats a high HP Clefable on Rhythunda's team at this point. So maybe, like, what do? You go Rotom and Nasty Plot, but it's unaware. You could threaten a Trick. That's something you could do. If it is like a Scarf Rotom. Could go Samurai, get some Aqua Cutter chip into Poison Jab Gallade. I don't know. It feels a little bit rough around the edges. I have to assume this Meowscarada is going to be Scarf, deal with that Dragapult. And here's the Rotom threatening a Scarf Trick onto the Clefable. Rai not going to stay in to find out. I'm going to take a Discharge on Dragonite, no Para. And should be able to just go for a Roost here, but crucially not going to make it to multi-scale, and actually we reveal that it is not Scarf Rotom. It's going to be slower than Dragonite. Fishing for a Para there with Discharge, not going to get it. And now it's Agility Dragonite. Rai could be going for game here. Do we get the Para? 3 Discharges, no Para, and we get Confused first try. Oh. That is tough. That is tough. And Rotom gonna go down to the follow-up Dragon Pulse. So full set on Dragonite is revealed. It's dual stab. And it looks like Dragapult, the response, is this Choice Scarf? Looks like it's gonna be no. And Dragapult gonna go down. And Rhythun is just gonna forfeit in the face of this +2 Dragonite. And Rai is going to move on to the finals. So it is going to be Rai versus Volt Ninja. So while these guys prep, let's take a look at the matchup. An interesting thing to note, yeah, the Clef was really good. Interesting thing to note, the Aegislash in so far all 3 Speed Tours has made finals at least. And it's won one of them. So Volt could add to the Aegislash collection at this point. We saw Aegislash plus regular Garchomp last week. This time paired with a Megachomp feels just as strong, if not even stronger, to be honest. Like, this Megachomp has been excellent. On the other side, we have Rai with, you know, the bulkier style. You saw, like, Rhythunda, really hard to break that Clefable, Skarm, kind of like defensive core, especially with Roost, Mega Dragonite covering for a lot of these weaknesses of those two. Like, really hard to break. Then you have Meowscarada to Revenge, Starmie for, you know, the removal utility, T-Wave, a decent enough Scarfer you saw in the Mega Lopunny matchup. This feels like a really strong build, but Bolt definitely no slouch. So let's look at it. The Mega Chomp is going to be a little bit more challenging to get through the Clefable Scarm. Obviously, it is capable with the combination of Fire Blast, you know, just a strong Adamant Earthquake. But both these moves covered by Mega Dragonite, which is faster than Mega Chomp, unless it doesn't Mega. Which I think you do need to Mega to get the stat increase to break through the Scarm Clef. So there is room for Rai to pivot around, but obviously one wrong step and you're sacking him on. So definitely a scary Mega Chomp matchup. And we can look at the Mega Dragonite as well. How's that looking? Feels like the Hatterene should be relatively fine into it, but obviously not infinite HP on that. See, Rotom Wash, pretty interesting. Kind of similar to Rotom Mow, except different like resist profile, I suppose. Better into the Starmie, no threat of Ice Beam. The Serp has been benched twice now, I believe. So I'm wondering if Serp maybe can come as the balance breaker, but I think the Scarm Dragonite is a little bit too much for it. You can run Leaf Storm Dragon Pulse, but at the end of the day, I don't think you can get through that Scarm very easily. That's gonna be the main problem.
Sorry, I'm dead. I'm having a discussion in another server, so I
totally understand. Yeah, just okay. keep typing, bro. I know you'll win the argument. Okay, Aegislash is interesting. There's no Ghost Resist outside of Meowscarada, which is not exactly a great switch into Poltergeist in the first place. That's got to be taken like 60%. So Aegislash looking really strong. I could even see something like a Spell Tag Swords Dance set trying to get through the Skarmory, the Pex. And then when you have King Shield, you're always going to beat the Ditto 1v1 because you can King Shield, force it to drop its attack, and then go for a Shadow Sneak as the opposing Ditto's in the sword form. I believe that's how the interaction works, right? So Aegislash definitely like Giga Thanos in this match. Like, this is probably the strongest Aegislash matchup we've seen so far in this tournament. So yeah, I almost want to say, like, screen up with the Rotom to support your Aegislash. Or, like, screen up with Serp. I don't know. Wait, like, if the Serp can, like, taunt the Scarm, set up a Reflect, that's, like, the perfect setup opportunity for Aegislash, no? I feel like that's pretty strong. Okay, Clefable should be able to take on the Hawlucha pretty comfortably, Pex as well. So Hawlucha not going to be as good in this match as it was previously, but it's still going to be reasonably okay. You do have like stuff like Mold Breaker Swords Dance can get around Unaware Clefable, as the ability does get ignored. But again, the Ditto does kind of dissuade that sort of setup. What else can I go for here? On the other side, like in Meowscarada, looking pretty good here, all things considered, right? Able to U-turn versus a lot of these guys. Triple Axle, strong into most of it. Like, you can bring Incin if you want to. Do you bring Incin? I feel like maybe you do. But either way, you just get rocks up and U-turn with the Meowscarada. It's really not the end of the world. Yeah, this should be an interesting match. Support Serp is going to 6-0, I can see it now. You could potentially go for like an angle of, if you weaken the Scarm, then your Serp becomes really good. Subseed Serp? You might be onto something there. The problem is, obviously, Whirlwind Scarm gets around that, right? And I do think you need to be Whirlwind Scarm to get the Aegislash out of there, not be complete setup fodder for it. Do you consider itemless Scarm? Probably not. I feel like the lefties is really good, or like a Citrus Berry really good for the Mega Garchomp pivot. Actually, Citrus makes a lot of sense. You can pivot on like a Fire Blast. You won't get too KO'd if you're Spadef. And then now your item list for the Aegis Slash. That feels totally reasonable because the Aegis Slash probably is going to be Poltergeist, Shadow Sneak, Iron Head as its attacks. I could definitely see something like that. Citrus makes so much sense. Yup. Thanks, J. Ricky. You are the solution, as usual. Is Hatterene doing anything cool with Nuzzle? You can kind of spread paralysis across Rai's team, and not a lot wants to really switch it on Hatterene low-key. Like, Nuzzle Psychic Noise can keep a Skarm low that can open up your Serp, or your Aegis Slash, or your Chomp. Like, all of these kind of they all go crazy once the Skarm takes a bit of chip, and if not Skarm, who's coming in on the Hatterene? Pivot to Meowscarada feels really dangerous. Starmie doesn't beat it 1v1. Maybe you see like a Calm Mind Hatterene. That could be really strong, low-key. Like Psychic CM Kiss. Yeah, exactly, Legendary Serp. Wait, that guy looks really good. Golurk Goat. Yeah, he brought Golurk last round. It looked pretty good. Was able to trade into, what was it? The Diggersby, which was the biggest threat at the time. All right. NASCAR Golurk, boom, Hatterene dealt with. I mean, Golurk is just going to be faster than Hatterene anyways. You don't need to be in NASCAR. Golurk's not that slow. Come on. Yeah, Hatterene definitely a major threat into a bulky team like this without like big buttons to hit it. Maybe you could expect Iron Head on Dragonite to help out, but even then, you Iron Head the Hatterene, it's not that high of a flinch chance. It's only 20% in Champions, and then you Draining Kiss it all back, I feel like. Pasho Berry SD Instant, anyone? Loki, I see the vision. I definitely see the vision there. What's the Espathra looking like? Espathra is like probably not getting through a Whirlwind Skarm ever. Do you get Taunt on Espathra? If you do, then we might be onto something. It does not get Taunt, so Skarm should be a pretty hard check to this. Oh, it gets Trick. Wait, if we trick a Scarf onto Skarmory, is that good? Wait, could a Espathra do that? Just lead it off, trick a Scarf to something? Maybe not lead off, but like, could be an interesting idea. And then once the Skarm is crippled, that allows your other Pokemon to go crazy. Because we said like once the Skarm goes down, the floodgates are open. Looks like Volt is ready for the game. We're just waiting on Rai. I don't think Skarm beats it. You just keep Lumina Crashing it. Well, it beats like the Calm Mind Stored Power sets, right? But yeah, definitely Lumina Crash is a good option. Lumina Crash into Lumina Crash into Lumina Crash into Lumina Crash. Yeah, that does seem pretty good. Not really any coverage for it. Like your best move is literally Shadow Ball into Skarm. I don't know. Spadef Lefty Skarm feels really obvious here. We'll see if Rai ends up going for it or not. I guess with a little bit of downtime, I could say we're probably gonna do one more speed tour after this. So after this grand finals, we're gonna have another round of signups in my server. Link down below. Also should be pinned in the chat. There's a speed tour chat in there. Once the finals goes out, we're gonna open up for round 2. If you have been enjoying this stream, feel free to leave a like. Helps me out in the algorithm and such. Lets me know you like this stuff, and I can do more speed tours in the future. I'm usually having a lot of fun with these, so good stuff. All right. I wonder how Who's doing. Let me pull this up on stream. Are we just planning? Did we wipe yet? He's doing a Nuzlocke of the Platinum Kaizo.
Dude, I didn't realize he was streaming. I thought you were like were just concerned about it.
Yeah. Okay, he is he to the gym leader? Who's this guy he beat? Is that the gym? Okay, we're going through the gym, like, earlier stuff. Good luck to him. Who is on Fantina? Yeah, he's doing well. I guess let me, move this a little bit so you can see a little bit more. He's on attempt 17, and, yeah, he's on Fantina. He was going through a bunch of lines last night. I know he was up until, like, way too late. Like, past 6 a.m. So... Alright. Still waiting for Rai. Just a general question. How has it felt having item clause versus no item clause? I feel like I have appreciated no item clause. You get to see Pokemon using their best items. Because when the item selection is so low already, you want to make use of the good ones. But what do you guys think? Let me know. Doesn't seem necessary with our limited pool, yeah. Yeah, I agree with this. I think probably something like this. Like, this board has felt pretty nice. Maybe a few adjustments, right? But overall, this board felt like pretty reasonable to draft in. Like, looking at these things. I think this is like pretty close to the format we're gonna run in DPL. Bring back Mega Starmie? Probably not, right? Yeah. And Raya's ready. We're gonna have the finals. Rai versus Volt Ninja. This is Smogon Champ Store using this board as well. A pretty similar board. The one I have and the one that Smogon is working on are pretty similar. Now, a little bit of bias. I think mine's better, but they're pretty close. Now, can we get a link going? There it is. Oh, it opened in the wrong tab. There we go. Alright, leading off with the Hatterene into the Toxapex. Kind of an interesting lead. We're going to Calm Mind immediately. Into a Gunk Shot. Oh no! Volt! And looks like Thanos has been eliminated turn 1, basically. Because now you can go Skarmory on the Psychic, and you're threatening an Iron Head. No Lefty, so Skarmory probably going to be Citrus, I would guess. We do see the Incineroar come, and the Serperior making its debut in finals. Chomp going to come in on the Iron Head, but yeah, Hatterene's low. Skarm at 53 should be in range of Fire Blast. We just rip it? Oh, we go for a Spike instead. It could be Akaberry. Oh, see Hazards traded there. So big rocks up. Those rocks are going to be huge. And you have the Starmie to spin if you want to. Spike's Mega Chomp feels like a waste. You could have gotten like a kill there. You know? Maybe you think it's going to be Akka? Nasty Plot Rotom. We're actually just setup spamming into this bulky team. Makes sense. It spikes up. T-Bolt gonna break Skarm down to Sturdy as we Whirlwind into Serp. Wait, this is actually a really good position now for Volt Ninja. You can pick this off with a Leaf Storm. You're now +2, forcing the Mega Dragonite. Oh, Meowscarada comes in. Yeah, you have Incineroar. It's gonna step on rocks, unfortunately. But Triple Axle is clicked, so Incin gets a turn to attack here. There's a Pex at full HP. Probably just gonna go to that. Yeah, Pex comes in. As we go for a Will-O-Wisp, it looks like physical Pex, so that Wisp gonna go a long way. And we see Parting Shot, so this guy is literally playing VGC. And T-Spikes goes up. That's huge, actually. That's huge. Garchomp now on a timer, but crucially it doesn't hit the Rotom and the Aegislash, the two scariest Pokemon at this time. Dragonite going to come in on the T-Bolt, going to Roost back up to Multiscale as Pain Split goes off. So Rotom actually should beat this 1v1. Nasty Plot Pain Split. Okay, Dragon Tail with the hazards up. Gonna force the Serp in, which Dragonite does beat 1v1. If this is Leech Seed, you could go for it. Goes for it, misses the Toxapex. Man, a little unlucky there. With Toxapex being burned, it's not like it's tricky to switch into Toxapex. Can go something like Aegislash here. And we're seeing a double from Rai trying to catch that, catches a Leech Seed instead. So Serp gets the Leech Seed off, but Dragonite should still force this out at the end of the day. Rai, luckiest guy alive? Could be. Could be. Let's see a switch to Rotom here with the Leech Seed up. Seems pretty reasonable. Goes for a sub. Misses Hurricane. So, hold on. If we can brute force through this Dragonite, this Serp might be able to force something. We're going to see a Meowscarada pivot hard in on Leaf Storm. That's going to take some good chip. Now, threatening Triple Axle. I don't know if it even kills, though, because it feels like you need 2 hits to break the sub, and the third won't kill, but either way, I can just sack the Incin here. Play it safe. But it's J. Ricky Citrus Berry, so it's not even a sack. Assuming this is Scarf Meowscarada, which it should be. Only gets 1 time, so if you stayed in and go for another Leaf Storm, that could have been dangerous for Rai, but he respects it, goes for the Parting Shot now. On the Toxapex, this is another Rotom opportunity. Let's see, Nasty Plot, T-Bolt, Pain Split, probably Hydro last, almost certainly. But Meowscarada only 2 more Spike switch-ins, and you can't come in on a T-Bolt. So, that'll be interesting. D-Knight doesn't have multi-scale as well. These T-Bolts are going to hurt. Goes for a Nasty Plot. Is this toxic? Toxapex misses a Gunk Shot. Hold up. This Rotom might be able to do something here. T-Bolt knocks it out. We could be Rindo Berry to lure the Meowscarada. Would be huge here. Stays in. Are we Rindo? We are Rindo. Lives it. Knocks out the Meowscarada. Okay. This Rotom looking like it's doing insane work right now. Starmie comes in. Going to just go Aegislash, block the spin. But there's no spin coming. You have 2 Spike immune guys in the back. But Aegislash looks to be especially defensive. Goes for King Shield as Dragonite comes in for the Roost opportunity. Now what is this Aegislash going to do? It could Swords Dance here, but gonna King Shield on the Roost? No, probably not, right? Trying to play it safe, scout out the Dragonite's 4th unrevealed move, but gonna get punished there with a Roost back up to Multiscale. And now with Rotom dead, how are we breaking through this Dragonite? Rotom gonna get sacked off to the rocks, but Hatterene's low, it reveals Earthquake last. So something to hit the Aegislash at least. Wait, but now we know the only dragon move is negative priority. So this Mega Garchomp is going to threaten this out with the threat of Scale Shot. Probably going to see a Clefable here, if I had to guess. You never risk your Dragonite here. That would be insane to me. But maybe he does. Maybe. I don't know. We're going to see the double to Aegislash trying to call the Clefable. Gets it right. Okay, step one. Could see a Swords Dance turn here. Clefable's unaware, but that shouldn't matter. You're setting up to break through the Dragonite. Oh, it's going to Flamethrower, but this is Spadef. Aegislash does 25. Iron Head comes out. It's Babiri Berry Clefable, so it's going to live that hit. Feels pretty forced to go for a King Shield, unfortunately, this turn. So if Rai wants to switch, he couldn't do so now, or just go for a Moonlight. Both pretty reasonable. Gonna see a switch to Dragonite as Hatterene comes in and is going to get sacked off to the Earthquake. Now Serp comes in, threatening the Leech Seed. Hurricane, not 100% accurate, but this does look a little bit dire, trying to break this Mega Dragonite. This time does connect the Hurricane. And now what? We go Garchomp. At this point, the Clefable is pretty low, though. Gonna come in, take these spikes. And we did actually reveal earlier that the Garchomp is faster than the Dragonite. So, at this point, all we need is to force Starmie off the field. And we do so by going Incin, and then Aegislash comes in. Wait, I think Volt might have done it. If this isn't Scarf Starmie, which it could be. Oh, this is getting tense. Oh, double to Chomp? No!
Oh.
No! Oh, no. We had to Poltergeist force the D-Knight to be in, and then we Scale Shot on the D-Knight. We get the speed boost, and we knock out the Starmie after. I think that was just the wrong sequence. And off of that, Rai's going to take the finals with Mega Dragonite having a fantastic showing this whole tournament.
Really close.
It's going to be the last mon alive. Oh, that was tough. A little bit of a miscalculation from Volt Ninja in the end. I really think he had a shot there, but man, that was an intense one. Thanks to everyone who participated, and Rai is going to take this one. So now the three winners of our speed tour so far is going to be Rai. Toxic won the most recent one, and then who won the first one? It was who won this? It was Scrappy. Yeah, Scrappy 10. Does Rai get a Beso now? Beso to Rai. Yeah, Mega Dragonite did look very strong. Multiscale is definitely Thanos, especially paired with something like Starmie, a really reliable spinner. Keep the rocks off for your Mega Dragonite, and when there's no rocks up, it does look pretty unkillable. Okay, congratulations to Rai. And now let's go ahead and run another speed tour, assuming we can get at least 8 people in here. So if you're interested in this, like, it seems pretty fun to you, you want to do the next one, signups are going to go right now. So Wyatt, this is your chance.
Sure, yeah. Okay, if you don't get, if you need an 8th, I will sign up.
All right, so my server link down below, also pinned in the chat, a speed tour channel. Just type in and we'll get another tour going real quick. I think I have time for one more before I have to leave. Wait, he just said he hates me? The hell? You mean that?
Wait.
Wait, Wyatt, when's your FBL game today?
I already played it.
Oh, you did? Is it
You can watch
good
it on
news?
the stream if you want.
Good news?
Maybe. I won't spoil it for the stream. Let me put it in the VC chat.
Okay. Let's see. Come on, Wyatt, you got this. Glamora leads off into Lando. Perfect lead from you. Free rocks, but is this rocks? I don't even know. Earth power. There's the rocks. Okay, fair enough. Taunts the Corv like a beast. Can't defog. Goes to Okie Dokie on the Brave Bird. No, imagine that.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, so Okie Dokie. Imagine a Scarf high horsepower there. Bang. What was Spiky Shield anyways?
Oh, that would have been clutch.
Toxics your Empoleon as we Ice Beam. Is that Specs?
Yeah, that's Specs.
Whoa.
My whole intention with Empoleon this game was to click Specs Ice Beam no matter what was in front of me because of that nefarious Ogerpon in the back.
Yeah. So 2 layers goes up, Glamora goes down, Misto flip, very weakened. Now Thanos is in. Just go Dragonite, totally fine. Superpower is an insane click.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. Now Corvus
really
coming
matter,
in.
but-
How do we punish? Punish with a T-Wave. Good man. Into Ice
I guess
Beam.
who made my sets?
The Glopper. Darkrai in, threatening an Ice Beam. We go to Okie Dokie. Absorbs that Ice Beam, gets frozen. Tough. But they're going to respect it. You stay frozen, but let's just imagine you click Close Combat there, and then you click Close Combat again.
I'm imagining
like a moron.
the world that exists in reality where I clicked my dark move, but yeah.
Who's to say?
And then this,
Oh,
I'm not gonna complain too
no.
much about hacks,
That
but
can
that was
happen.
a zero spatak Lando, so it would have
wouldn't have
not
killed. Yeah.
And I had taunt, so yeah, it's
Then
okay.
you taunt
I'm
next
not gonna
turn,
complain about
yeah.
hacks. Yeah. I will not
It's fine.
complain because it's Pokemon.
With a J-Ricky Corviknight saves the day. Oh, what? But you put Taunt on this time, right? It
No,
doesn't
I
matter.
actually
You're
didn't
clicking
have
Ice
Torrent,
Beam.
but I'm not clicking it anyway. Yeah.
Always Ice Beam. Okay, so Ogerpon's in hazard range now. This is looking pretty reasonable for you. Meowscarada comes in, gonna pick this off
I
with a
think
triple axle.
I think I just needed one para on Corv if it had Iron Head here. I don't remember, like, I could have probably done something different than what I did.
A Scarf Lele gonna pick it off. You didn't have a switch in anyways.
Yeah, I went
Yeah.
for like one para on Corv being the win con here.
Mhm.
But we didn't get to see if it had Iron Head or
Oh.
But
You know,
it happens.
it does happen.
It was a fun game still though.
So is Vagos booting up the stream soon, or what?
Oh yeah, it's 3-4 right now, so he might not have to, depending on how the last game goes.
Okay.
They're also fighting right now to get a ruling reversed on a. Wait, do you want to see another game? Let me show you the other game that is being argued about right now. It's a
looks like
pretty funny game.
We don't have anyone signing up for the next speed tour, so we might just end it here, unless we get 8
okay.
people. Yeah, let me know.
Here's another game to put on the stream if you want.
LC? Yeah, probably not, right? Let me just close that real quick.
It is the Diddy tour after all.
I respect my viewers. We're not watching LC. Where I sign up, it's gonna be my server in the speed tours. Just say in, like this. Hopefully we can get 8 people. Alright, we got Legendary Serp in here. Anyone else interested? Or just Serp soloing this one? You doing all 8 slots? Probably not, right?
Solo mock drafts and then self mock like low QP, like self play yourself with every team.
Alright, looks like our DPL captain cores are all confirmed at this point, actually.
Oh, an announcement? Is that
Ooh.
coming? Are we gonna see a Yash Vortex?
Probably not, right?
Ah, Shadow Gengar's made playoffs
Yeah.
under the leadership of the captain that replaced him, but we don't talk about that.
Okay, Addy says pin is updated. Let me just make sure I'm good to announce it, and then we can do it. It looks like we're ready. All right. Let me just take a quick screenshot. Probably do a little announcement 10 minutes before or something. I was just gonna put the the screenshot on stream real quick. But I guess we can F it, we ball. Let me just put this here, and then I should be able to just drag it onto my Google Chrome. We ready for the grand reveal? The Draft Premier League Captain Cores. Bang. Alright, so we have Skyhorse and Lejon for Trick of Eye. We have Rai, Addison, Gypsy King. Rai just won a Speed Tour, so he might be the best Champions player ever. Judgment Day. We have Joshua, Habada, and Draw. The big dogs. We have Yahoodles, Nathan, and McNutt, Slay the Spiker. We have Theo, myself, and Zooch, the Sko Villains. Finally got a team to go with that name. Rage, Pyronox, and Dougal, Nature's Guardians. We have Cross, Lou Rinaldi, and Charizard, Goldenrod Raging Bolts. And then Toxic, Zazo, and iPro for huge power. You need a logo? Give me $2 and I got you. We have a logo for this this season already. I'll put that on screen as well. So this is the Draft Premier League logo. Let me whoa, that's big. Let me just make sure it fits on screen. There we go. This was done by OB3. Fantastic art. Really like this one. And then we also have a few of the team logos ready. Do we have a few or is it just one? Let's see. I think we had a first sketch of one, so I'm not going to show that because it's not finished. Let me see. Yeah, I can't find it, but I did find this one, which looks sick. Like, take a look at this, bro. Is that not just sick? I meant team logo. We're gonna have Obi do ours. That's the GOAT. I think this one was done by Yahoodles for his own team. Slay the Spider. How sick is this? So that's gonna be Yahoodles, Nathan, and McNutt. Alright. That's it for the announcements. Looks like we're not gonna have enough people to run a second speed tour, but that's okay. That means I get to end stream and go do things with my life. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back again next week for something of some sort. Maybe another speed tour, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see what we want to do. It does feel like this format of no item clause and then a board looking pretty similar to this does feel like the direction we're going to go for DPL. I guess the only question is, do we want this to be the main format with like 2 default slots and then 1 everything else, or 2 SV? I'm thinking we're going to do 2 champions. I think that's the plan, and the format has been honestly really fun to watch so far. A lot of great games. So I'm pretty optimistic about the season. And we're gonna end stream here. All right. Thanks, Wyatt, for joining me. Yeah,
Oh,
just
you're
hanging
welcome.
out.
I was extremely
Yeah,
useful.
you're him.
Silent in
Literally
the
him.
corner.
Yeah. You're in the chair, as they say.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. I wouldn't go that far.